All right, guys, today we got a real special guest in the house. He's a super underrated when it comes to that mic, but he's a beast for real. Detroit royalty. We talking about the one, the only Kid Vishis. Vishis, what's good with you, baby?
What's up, my G, man? Pleasure being on the show, man. Thank you for having me.
I'm just so glad to have you on the show today, man. Shout out to the Hood Smokers podcast for helping us link up.
Hood Smoker, salute.
Yeah, man. So with my interviews, I like to start at the beginning and help people understand who you are, where you came from, and how you got to where you are today. So We know you from Detroit, but were you born in Detroit?
Yeah, yep. We started off on 6 Mile in Bayless. Then we moved to 6 Mile in North Lawn. And then we moved to Oak Park, which is just on the other side of 8 Mile. And then I moved back to 6 Mile in Myers. So, yeah, man. I mean, Detroit to the core, man. I definitely was born there. You know what I mean? But moving out, you got some people that didn't move out. So they feel like I'm more Detroit than him. And I'll accept that. But you know what I mean?
Because I was going to ask you that because, for people that, that aren't familiar with Detroit, Oak Park is basically a suburb of Detroit, right? But when people...
No, it's not basically a suburb. It is a suburb.
Right.
But it's like I could pick a rock up and throw that shit and hit Detroit.
Right. But what I'm saying, though, is like, when people hear the word suburb, they think like it's all sweet, but it's really not that.
I mean, I look at it like this. In any neighborhood and anywhere on the earth, you got some people who are tough. You got some people who are suckers. You got you know what I mean? And everywhere. So just because you from a certain neighborhood don't mean you automatically get savage mode. Like, oh, he from there. Oh, he could fight for sure. Like, that's not how it works. So really, you know what I mean? Anywhere that I go and I live, I expect to get a certain level of respect. You get what I mean? Because I give that respect and and if it come down to the come down, I fight for my respect and I've been trained to do it. It don't really matter where I'm at. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to let none of these guys really play with me or nothing like that. Not like a fist fight type of thing, but just play with my name and what I've done.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you're growing up in Detroit in the 80s, right?
Possibly.
Okay. All right. Take us through that Detroit culture at that time.
In the 80s, I mean, shit, that was young. You know what I mean? That was the wild, my father still figuring shit out. My mother still figuring shit out. Me and my brothers is 3 boys. So that's just all just testosterone, you know what I'm saying, going crazy, and a lot of ass whoopings we got from just being little boys. But like the 90s was more like, okay, now we like, it's more music coming into the household. It's more different styles of music. Like my dad would listen to certain shit, Public Enemy and things like that. But like my oldest brother, like I don't think he really get enough credit because the type of music that he brought in the house was never the popular music that you would just see on TV or the radio and be like, oh, I could listen to that because it's popular. Like he would find the dope underground rappers and bring it in the house. And then we was bumping it months and months before they even blew up. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, the 90s was more like, holy, like all of these dope rappers. And then Royce end up rapping. My oldest brother rapped for a minute. I'm hearing all of this stuff. They bringing in Wu-Tang and Bone Thugs and Harmony before I heard anything anywhere about them. Cannabis and Eminem before, you know what I'm saying? Before anybody heard about him. So it was like an underground rap household damn near of just bar heavy shit always.
So your dad was into Public Enemy and more of like the beginning stages of hip hop.
Yeah, something with a message where you talking about something. You know, that fit his era of music.
Was like the Motown sound also in the household? All the classics?
Yeah, of course. There was more of that going on than some rap, bro.
Right.
You know, my mother and my father, like it was more Motown. I'm just saying my father would listen to some Public Enemy. He would have his moments, but overall that we would hear more of that kind of music, you know what I'm saying, than anything. From Michael Jackson to Prince to the Delphonics to the, you know what I'm saying, like Dramatics, like the list goes on. Like
Temptations.
anything you could think of. All that shit. All that.
And so Royce is your older brother, Royce the 5'9", right? And Greg is your oldest brother. Right.
Yes.
And then you guys had any other siblings? You had like a younger brother, right? And younger sister?
Got a younger brother, Alex, Al Kufu, we go by, and then my little sister, baby sister, China.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm the middle child.
big family, right?
Yeah.
How would you describe your childhood?
Shit. I mean, to be honest with you, bro, it was normal while I was living it, because that's all I knew. But then when I start speaking about certain shit with other kids, and I start seeing what they was like scarred by, you know what I mean, like ass whoopings and shit like that, I'm like, wait, we get more ass whoopings than anybody. And like a lot of my friends just had their mother, and they would look at me like I'm lucky because I got my mother and my father. But I was getting my ass whooped by a man, like an in-shape man. He was always in shape. He played in basketball leagues from a kid all the way to 50-something years old, bro. Like, always in shape. And I would always look at it like, nigga, you lucky you don't got to get your ass whooped by this guy. You know what I'm saying?
So these conversations were being had while you were like a teenager, or like while you were still a kid, pretty much?
I would say more teenage, headed out of high school, and then out of high school type of shit. You know what I mean?
So at the time, you're just like, this is normalized to me. This is like what I thought it's supposed to be like, basically.
Yeah, I thought everybody go get their ass whooped and fucking... And it's not like it was something wrong with my dad. Like, we was doing bullshit. He might have got a little carried away sometimes or overdoing it, so we thought. But, like, we was always in some bullshit, man. And my father just was not buying it.
Yeah, so I want to bring up, because I think one of the most powerful songs that I've ever heard is by Royce, the song Power, off of the Book of Ryan, right? And I say this because it provided like that insight into your guys' upbringing and the things that you guys experienced. What was your reaction when you heard that song, because it captured like your guys' childhood?
Man, I didn't hear, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, Royce is an alien, right? So sometimes you could be having a conversation with him, and then, or just talking, like reminiscing about something. And then he'll sit there, he'll be having a conversation with you. And then all of a sudden you just see him doing this, rubbing his chin. And once he start going, like scatting and whispering and shit, like he kind of zoned out from your conversation, it's like he came up with a thought. So really, we was just in the studio reminiscing about our childhood, just in general. You know, we told the story about me with the Timberlands, my oldest brother getting
Tim's
hit.
at?
Yeah, all that. We was talking about that in the studio, so it wasn't a surprise to me that it was on record. The surprise was more like, I can't believe he was able to fucking rhyme this shit. I didn't think about, like, I know these are cool stories, but I never thought to rhyme them. You know what I'm saying?
Put them in song format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did it, and I was blown away by that. Like, that's crazy, because we laughed about that shit before the songs and shit like that came out. So I didn't hear it and was like, damn, why you talk about it?
Right.
It was like, this is the shit that we was talking about in the studio.
So you were there to witness it being put together, basically.
I wasn't there when he recorded that shit to know that that's what he doing, but when we was in the lab talking about it, I knew that he was collecting data for something. Gotcha, and then when I heard it, I was like, I knew it, I knew it. But yeah, he an alien, bro. I can't What can I say?
Because the attention to detail when he was talking about the rugged outbacks and everything, like that's
Yeah,
crazy. You know what I mean? I know when the song came out or the album itself came out, like your father ended up feeling a type of way because of the things that Royce disclosed, which is his truth. But at the same time, when you disclosing your truth, sometimes other people, you know, get put in it. And your brother ended up making the song Hero, the next album, to show that despite your
right.
father's shortcomings and the mistakes that he's made, your father is his hero. Can you relate to that?
Hell yeah. I mean, I mean, as an adult, that's when my father became my hero because I understood why he did everything he did. And I'm glad that he did it because it made us tougher people. You get what I'm saying? So my dad, yeah, he been my hero ever since pretty much I became an adult and I could understand why he did it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when we in a situation, it's like we all channel our inner dad. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like what we seen him do to handle the situation. It's crazy seeing my brothers do it. It's like, damn, he look just like dad doing that. Like that's what we do. So he all of our hero, bro. You know what I'm saying? He definitely a superhero.
Yeah, I think that, you know, like when you're younger and you kind of got that trauma, everybody has trauma from, you know, kind of the way that they were raised. You know, you're dealing with that. But when you get put in the situation when you become a parent and you see how it's difficult, it is difficult to be responsible for another person entirely, no matter what you do, right? You could end up fucking up this person. And so I think that a lot of times when you become that parent, it makes you understand more um why your parent made the decisions that they did or how they could end up making those mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, and also as you grow up and you go through things in your life, and it's certain things that you more prone to than others, you know, alcoholism and, you know, these addictions and things like that. And you know that like your father may have had an addiction or addiction is something that run in the family. It's just like you had these questions. You feel what I'm saying? And it don't necessarily make the questions that you have in your head facts, but it's just certain things like, damn, how would I be if my dad wasn't like this, or if my grandfather wasn't like this? It's just kind of a part of knowledge of self and trying to evolve as a human being. So I definitely wasn't mad at my brother, even though like there was certain things that like could have been handled better communication wise and things like that. So my father wouldn't even he would be ready for what's going to happen and things like that. But overall, I feel like that was therapeutic for him. I think he needed it. I think that you know, my father at first was just confused on why. And then as time went on, they got to talk about it, and then now everybody's in the proper understanding. He bought him a
Right.
damn Corvette. So you know what I'm saying?
Retired him too,
Not to
right?
say that, yeah, that's not to say that like that's the, you know, everything is about like money or buying somebody something, but like just that understanding, the fact that they talked and they got past it, that means the most to me. But you know, Royce's sanity and him having to get that shit off of his chest, I'm glad he was able to do that. You know what I mean? I think that matured him a little bit more, gave him a little bit more clarity and peace, so that the conversation that him and my dad were to have made it more powerful. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, man. You brought up addiction, right? Being part of your family with your brothers, Greg and Royce, suffering from alcoholism, and your dad having issues with substances before. Did you ever struggle with that, or did you have concerns that because it ran into your family, you know?
Man, when Royce was drinking, I was right there with him. It was just I was more of a smoker. He would have to, you know, the drinking, and I have a drink, smoke me something. You know what I mean? So people would say I'm the weed head. Like before weed was legal and shit like that, it was rougher on me because I smoke and people around me don't smoke. So they like, oh, he a weed head. Now that it's people making fucking millions of dollars off of it, now, you know what I mean? people look at it different. But I mean, I don't think I still drink. You know what I'm saying? But I never really had a thing where I gotta buy it by the fifth and be drinking crazy amounts a day and things like that. But yeah, I got my own shit that I deal with, but it's pretty much that. It's just weed, and I drink from time to time. But weed is my shit, bro. I mean, I still advocate for it. I don't think that it's necessarily an addiction for me. I think it's more just it's something that helps me be at peace. If I'm just sober and I got to deal with all of this stupid shit that people be doing, I tend to become a little bit more angry, I guess.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then it's better than you taking like some prescriptions and stuff like that they would prescribe,
Yeah, I don't do none of that shit.
Yeah.
I don't do none of that shit. I don't do none of it. Like, I don't believe in anything really, prescription wise, like any of the pills or none of that. Like, it just never really resonated with me for real, for real. I've tried ecstasy pills and shit like that, you know what I mean? And I tried, it was just kind of like a thing, you know what I'm saying? So you would do it but it was very, very short lived. And yeah, just smoking would be cool with me, even minus the alcohol. I'd be good with just smoking. But all that other shit, I ain't never had to try to do nothing up my nose.
Right.
None of that shit, bro. I'm just not adventurous like that when it comes to substance.
You got a favorite strain of weed?
Oh man, really? I don't, because it really come down to all the elements. When I get the pack, when I open it, the smell gotta be like, ooh, right? Then I look at it and it's like, damn, it's beautiful, it's crystallized. I crack it open, like the texture of it is right. You put it in a blunt, you know what I mean? Before you even light it up, you can tell it's gonna be flavorful. And when you hit the fucking weed, it's got everything, the flavor, the strength. You know what I mean? That's just my preference. I don't like smoking shit that's get you real high, but it got a harsh taste type shit.
So to you, it's like the overall experience. It's almost
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
I don't know, like kind of like a ritual, almost like, you know what I mean? Kind of.
It's like a wine connoisseur. You know what I'm saying? You smell it. You know what I'm saying? Spin it around, see how it. You know what I mean? It's just fine grown product is. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I prefer. Just somebody who took their time, who done it the right way. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would like to start giving those people who do that their flowers. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of people who they sell product that, like I said, it gets you high, but it's, it ain't the best grown. They just kind of marketing right.
Now with the song Power, right? Royce was talking about him consoling you. Was your relationship with Royce always really close?
Nah, I don't know. He consoled me on what?
He on the song he talks about like you guys found out that there was no Santa, so you ran away crying, upset, basically.
Nah. That was him getting into his just trying to make the song a song. Nah, I wasn't really the runaway kid. My oldest brother would run up. I'm out. I tried it a couple of times. It didn't really work out so well for me.
No, he wasn't talking about like leaving the house. He was talking about like you were upset and you ran away like to like somewhere else, in the house or something kind of thing. I think that's
Royce
what he was
wasn't
saying.
like the console me brother. If he saw me like crying, and then I don't remember him being the guy that, oh, come here, man, like that. But like,
so he took a little artistic,
when he, yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's an artistic spin to it for sure. It's an artistic spin, but he spun certain things all together, but it made the song better. But like, he still got the story out. It just he magnified certain shit, which, I get it. You gotta make the song be a song.
So you saying that you guys weren't always so close together like that?
Nah. Him and Greg used to not like me because I was the baby. So like they doing, the older stuff that I'm not physically able to do yet, but I want to be a part of it. And you know what I mean? They not involving me type shit. So I gotta complain. Let me play. And then if I get to complaining, my parents here and be like, let them play with y'all. Oh, they like, or take them with y'all. No, we got to take him with us. So it was like that. You know what I mean? I was the little brother who they had to like fuck with because I was the baby, and my parents would make them fuck with me, type shit. But when my parents leave, then it's like, yeah, they ain't here now. You know what I'm saying? You better shut all that crying and shit up.
So how far are you guys apart in
So,
age?
Greg, how old is Greg? I'm not gonna put nobody's age out. So everybody, Greg and Royce is 3 years apart, and so I'm 177. I think Royce is 187, and then my little brother is 167. So yeah, it's not that far. It's not that far.
Not that far. Okay. Now, on your album "Timing Is Everything," you got a song called "Big Brothers" where you spoke about your relationship with Royce and Greg. Right? Can you go into that? Like, what was the inspiration behind that?
I mean, my family is pretty much those are my best friends. You know what I mean? Like I've had friends. I've had other people like kind of be close and then go through certain things and disappear, and you know what I mean? But my brothers have always been there. So it was just like kind of just paying homage to my, you know, my homeboys who I grew up with, whether we was going through whatever, but like, present day, like those are my friends. I don't really have nobody like that to call up and hang out with and shit like that. Like me and my brothers are in a group chat now. All of us, we just be chopping it up. And that's pretty much, you know what I mean? Those are my friends and my brothers. So I put them on a pedestal over anybody else in the world, besides my kids, my wife, my mother, my father type shit, my sister. But yeah, man, I'm a family guy. That's
So at the
family
end of
before
the
anything.
day, yeah, blood is thicker than water, right?
Absolutely. I got it tatted on my arm, fam first. You
That's
know what I
dope,
mean?
man. That Montgomery family.
Yeah, that means a lot to me. That name means a lot to me. Everything, really.
What kind of kid were you? Were you really into sports, school, or early on you were already into music?
Nah, I was a basketball guy. All I wanted to do was play basketball. I started getting into boxing, and I took a liking to that. But overall, it was like I was a basketball kid coming up. And that's what all me and my brothers, my dad, we all had in common. Even the boxing shit, we all had that in common. So, yeah, for me, it was just like mostly basketball. That's what they was doing. They was playing in leagues and playing for their school. I got to see them compete, and I wanted to do it too. So I start I start working on my shit, and I got to a point where, my brothers was really good. You know what I mean? My older brothers was real good. They did some amazing shit, but like, I just got to a point where I was just on a different level. You know what I'm
Oh, so
saying?
you was nicer than Royce too, because I know he played.
Yeah,
Were you played the
definitely.
point or the shooting guard or what?
I was a point guard. I was a tricky point guard where it just be give me the ball, everybody move. I'm going to get to the basket. I'm either drop the pass or I'm going to score or I pull up off the dribble. But like, yeah, I was, this is the Allen Iverson and one era.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like everything was, your handles had to be correct. I wasn't just going around throwing the ball between everybody's legs and bouncing the ball off their head. But my handles, you're not gonna just steal the ball from me. And I was super tricky, but I could shoot off the dribble, or I could blow by you and score. So yeah, I was definitely probably not probably. I was the best basketball player in the house for sure, 100%.
So what ended up happening with basketball that you didn't pursue it?
I just school wasn't really something that ever resonated with me. You know what I mean? Like just what they was teaching me, it never sunk in. It never really made sense. You feel what I'm saying? And I could do it. If I just applied myself, I could do it, but it just, you know what I mean? It just wasn't something that when you learn things, you want to be fascinated by what you learn and like, you know what I mean? And it just never did. So I didn't want to go to college. I would have wanted to go for basketball, but just basketball, minus the school. And it don't work like that.
Yeah.
So
you got to play the game in order to play the game.
I wasn't even a team kind of guy like that. Like I was more of a scorer, a point guard that could score. So it was like I'll create the opportunities for and breaking the defense down, and I'll pass the ball to the open guy type of shit. But all the running plays, when we don't have to, I got a mismatch right here. I couldn't do it. So I was too raw to just play on an organized team. So
at the time that you're playing basketball, were you like getting into the streets already? Or I
never got into the streets, really. I never got into the streets. For me, a lot of people talk about the streets and being in the streets when they never really was in the streets. I've done some shit. I sold me a little weed and shit like that, but that was later on. You get what I'm saying? And I got into some fights and things like that, but that's just regular shit. I don't really like identifying as a street guy because I don't qualify for it. And it's a lot of people who don't qualify for it, and they confuse a lot of things what being a street guy is. A street guy is just somebody who make his money in the streets. He don't have to rely on a 9 to 5. He goes straight to the streets to get it. It don't mean that he punching people. It don't mean that he's shooting people. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a different kind of activity. That's some other shit. But a street person is just somebody who can make their money in the streets. You feel what I'm saying? A blue collar guy is just somebody who get a job and make their money like that. You get what I'm saying? You can't call yourself a blue collar guy if you in the street selling dope. Just like you can't call yourself a street guy if you a 9 to 5 blue collar guy working 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. You feel what I'm saying?
And I think that's something that a lot of people get confused or people don't want to be honest about. So I really respect that you honest about it, that you said, I never really got into that. I did a little bit of this and that because, you know, I think a lot of times people like to keep up this persona, especially if they're involved in rap. They feel like they need to have somewhat of that reputation in order to be qualified to be a rapper.
Because that's the examples that they continue to see year after year, decade after decade. These guys, if y'all knew, bro, a lot of these guys, when the camera come on, they snap into this personality because this is what the image that they sell into the streets. You feel what I'm saying? But if you really tap in with this person, man to man, he's just a regular guy, regular, kind of soft. You know what I mean? He don't really want no problem with nobody, but it's like I have to kind of poke my chest out if somebody tests me type of thing. And I get it, but these guys aren't street guys. Like, how you a street guy? You a rapper, my nigga. You doing shows and you doing, you know what I'm saying? Most of your time you wrapped up being in the studio. Like, what makes you a street guy? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to make that shit make sense. If you a street guy, you don't have time for the studio. You got to go get your money in the street. The bills has got to be paid. You feel what I'm saying? You don't have time for that shit.
Does that get annoying to you?
It only does because of how the so-called street guys refer to somebody who don't take on that title. They try to make people who don't look like the soft incense backpack rappers that, you know what I'm saying? They just lyrical niggas over there. But it's like, man, y'all the fucking out of shape, fake street niggas. Like, I don't like, I've come to a place where before it was just like, bro, niggas will beat y'all niggas up, bro. What are you talking about? But I've gotten to a place where it's just like, we don't have to prove nothing. Like, that mentality ain't gonna change, and it don't have nothing to do with me. And I can't change their mentality from thinking that they from here, so they a superhero, or since they talk about a certain thing that they, you know, we street, we big and bad, and y'all over here with that. Like, people gonna think what they think, man. But when it come down to this hip hop shit, I just say it don't matter what your content is. It don't matter how big and bad you act. When this microphone get cut on and it's time to rap, your ass better rap. You know what I'm saying? Because if I decide to start firing on niggas on this microphone and you have to rap, we gonna see a whole different level in how things work. You can't floss your way past this. You can't lie of what type of dope you sold in the street to deal with this. You gonna have to rap. You get what I'm saying? And what I'm saying right there, I don't mean to like rant or to like veer off, but it's shit like that going on in Detroit right now, where it's people making reference to Eminem, making reference to Royce, making them seem like, oh, don't nobody listen to them. You know what I mean? And it's like, so fucking what? You don't listen to it. Niggas in the hood don't listen to it. So what? Y'all niggas only listen to shit that's being played, something that niggas told you to like. Yeah. None of those guys are listening to nobody up and coming, and then before he blow up, they're like, yo, I told you. You get what I'm saying? So what do you know?
And that's a good point, because I've heard you say in interviews before that a lot of people, they don't like to be, it's like almost they don't like to be weird or wrong. They want to be told what to like, right? So that they don't stand out. So Absolutely. It's safe. It's a safe spot, right? It's like, oh, this is the cool thing. This is the masses that majority of people like. So if I like this, I won't be called out. I won't be viewed a certain way. But it's like, if you really, right, you know who you are, about your individuality, then you're going to find out what you truly like without being told it.
A lot of people have been trained to be safe. They've been trained to be like, I don't want to say this because I might offend this person. In my world, the truth don't have any feelings. Now, it's certain stuff that it's the truth, but I don't have to say it, because it's kind of like, something kind of not your business or your place. But other things, it's just kind of like, man, I don't look at the truth as something that you should be offended by. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of people that try to speak on certain things really honestly don't qualify to do it. Like, who qualifies to speak about Eminem? You get what I'm saying? How do you qualify to speak about Royce da 5'9"? He got the only rapper in history to have an album with Eminem. Royce he done stepped outside with anybody who wanted to step outside with him on any level. Underground rappers, overground rappers, he rapping with all of them. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like when you this local Detroit rapper who just having a moment finally now, and you talking about Eminem need to reach out to you, or Royce need to, or they ain't did nothing for Detroit, that's bullshit. Why you think people look at Detroit? Because of the people who did shit before you. They ain't got to be in your fucking inbox. And then really at the end of the day, if we keeping it a buck, why would Eminem be in your inbox or Royce be in your inbox? Y'all niggas can't rap that good. We support you.
Are you talking about someone in particular, or are you just talking in general?
I'm speaking about anybody who spoke about Eminem, Royce, and any negative, Street Lord Juan, Big Hurt, Blade Icewood, any of our legends in a less than royal light. You get what I'm saying?
Because I know at one point T Grizzy said something, right? But then like it got worked out.
Yeah, that shit was that's just like shit like that. I feel like don't happen nowhere else but Detroit. It's like Royce did a whole interview and he was speaking about a whole lot of shit. They took like a piece of what Royce said and magnified it into some crazy shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Where it's like, oh, Royce hated. He could have did this and he did. Nigga, Royce, look, Eminem asked Royce for his opinion. Royce is not Eminem's fucking manager, bro. He's not a part of Eminem's decision making. If I ask you right now, my guy, your opinion about something, and you give your opinion, it don't mean that I'm going to go by what you say. I'm just asking your opinion.
Right.
So he just basically said what his opinion was. And these weird motherfuckers, not T Grizzly, that was worked out, but it's other people. Weird as hell running with it like Royce was hating on T Grizzly. When you break down what Royce said, he was just saying, like, in my opinion, I don't think that you should do a song with him that's gonna blow him up right now. So they'll be like, yo, your success came from Eminem. You get what I'm saying? Like he's doing well. Like he's about to do some more amazing shit. He just need to hit that next level. And then T Grizzly's T Grizzly. He's etched in stone. So if he do a song with Eminem, he already got his fan base. It's already, you know what I mean? That was just his opinion. You feel what I'm saying?
And I think that Royce was speaking from experience because we've seen in the past where M has vouched for someone and then people will just look at it like, oh, that's just he only on because of M.
They done it with Royce.
Right, exactly.
So it's not coming from a place of like malice or you know what I mean? It's they do it with Royce. You feel what I mean? So it was just it's trying to be do something solid and help the younger generation, and they just want to do whatever they want. Now T Grizzly and Royce spoke about it. Grizzly came up here. You feel what I'm saying? Everything's solid. T Grizzly did a Instagram clip afterwards. Me and Royce talked, everything good. But you still got some weirdos that just want to run with a certain narrative because that's a lot of that in Detroit, man. There's more people who want to run with a negative narrative than pushing something positive.
So going back to the whole situation with like rappers having a persona, rapping about things that they feel they need to, right? I don't know if you saw, but Fat Joe said 95% of what he's rapped about is fake, that he made up. And I think that a lot of rappers could relate to that. How do you feel about the need to have to lie about things on records and create that whole persona?
See, now I think that it's a natural karma that comes into knowing better, right? But putting out a certain energy. You feel what I'm saying? But like for me, I use hip hop in a different way. Like I have a lot of thoughts. Sometimes they negative. Sometimes, you know, I be in a mood where I want to do some wild shit. Some people go to the gym. Some people go to the gun range. I go to the lab. You feel what I'm saying? And when I project on the microphone, I'm getting these frustrations and shit like that out. You feel what I mean? It don't mean that I've done it or that I will do it. You feel what I'm saying? It's just that's shit that's in my mind. I'm just releasing my mind. And then sometimes people will hear the things that your brain produced and be like, oh, is he a gangster? Or is he a tough guy? Or is he this? Or you just got to kind of be ready for that. And for me, man, I ain't got no problem with just being me. Like, I'm not a gangster. I'm just me. I'm not a street nigga. I'm just me, bro. I'm an artist. And I use the rap shit as my therapy. I don't really ain't no sparing y'all. I sever all. We ever brawl, I grab a rapper's head and then tear it off. Like, I don't really plan on doing that. But it's you know what I mean? It's just music. It's just the art. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like if we really focus more on that, as opposed to this person having to be somebody who really shot somebody and fought all these people and sold all this dope. Like, nigga, ain't that just a clear line of indication where the police should go to arrest a motherfucker? Haven't we lost enough people to jail or death through this hip hop shit? Like, let's just fucking have fun, bro. Let's just create. You know what I mean? And that shit is becoming a big problem in general in hip hop.
And I think that that's what Joe was talking about, because he was referencing the YSL case with Young Thug, and how people are able to use the lyrics against them now, and the laws, and indicting them. And for you, I understand what you're saying about it being the art, and it's your creative expression. I mean, like, it's your therapy to prevent you from going out in the street and literally doing something to somebody. You're taking it out on the mic, right? That's
Absolutely.
keeping you out of trouble.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, it keep a lot of people out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've never heard a Young Thug doing some danger to somebody. I know Young Thug to make music, whether I fuck with it or not or whatever. I know him for music. You get what I'm saying? But like, sometimes when you attach to certain shit and you get into certain activities, you fuck with certain people, like, certain things just happen, bro. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Young Thug should be able to go into that booth and say whatever the fuck he want to say and express himself. And it shouldn't reflect on whatever his actual name is, Jeffrey or whatever his name is. Young Thug is the rap character. That shit it should never reflect on your personal life. The judge should never just be able to cut on a random song of yours and you talk about killing somebody and now, you're a killer. I could sentence you to jail time over you saying this in your rap lyrics. It's entertainment.
Well, let me play devil's advocate here with that. So, how do you feel about drill music and these artists that do the actual crimes, and then they feel the need to rap about it in the songs, and basically, say fuck they ops and I'm pissing on your grave and all that shit? How do you feel about that culture?
That's stupid. It's stupid. Like, I mean, somebody walk into the studio, I pull out a gun and shoot him. And then I do a song about it, talking about it, and put it out. It's a matter of time before I go to jail. Police report was put out, somebody at Heaven Studio got shot, we don't know what's going on, and then I do a song about it, talking about it, then I want to go to jail. You feel what I'm saying? And for me, I just don't understand that. I don't understand why that's not stupid. You risking your life for some fame, my nigga?
That's where keeping it real goes wrong.
That's not keeping it real. It's keeping it dumb.
Yeah.
What's real about it? What's real about it?
I think that people feel like the authenticity of hip hop needs to be that you're really about the life that you're rapping about. So they feel that that's keeping it real, that I really did that, so now I can rap about it.
That's not what hip hop is about, because who does that? Which one of these tough niggas is actually doing the shit that they rap about, bro? Let's just keep it a buck.
Not many.
That shit be sounding good by a lot of people, but most people got to do an interview. They got to go on tour. They got to do this. They got to do that. When you got time to be a tough street nigga? So let's stop playing this game of acting like these niggas is really on that. And I'm not saying that they won't bust your head if you have a problem with them. I'm just saying that's not what you do. You
Right.
more of an entertainer now than you are some street nigga. We see you in more interviews, freestyles, you dropping albums, you on tours. It's like, where are you a street nigga at? And why do you have to be? Why is that something that like people leech on to? Like, because the real street dudes that I've ever met in my life don't act like that. That's why to call yourself a rapper in 2023, 24 is almost a bad thing to do. Because these guys make the real life people who really do certain shit because they in survival mode, they in the streets because they just trying to eat, to keep their lights on and shit. It's like they just muddying up the waters for everybody. You know what I mean? I don't respect none of that shit because I don't believe them. These guys talking all this street shit, I don't believe it because the proof is always in the pudding. If you busy, you doing blogs and interviews every day, when are you street? And if you just turned 25 and you fucking, you know what I'm saying, you've been doing music for 10 years, when did you have time to do all this street shit? And why am I supposed to believe it? So fuck all that. I want to know how you can rap, bro. How well do you rap? I'd rather not believe you and think he got bars though, than, oh yeah, he a real street nigga and he talking some real street shit. I don't believe none of these dudes. And I'm not saying that because I feel like I'm such a real street dude. I'm just saying, when do you have time to be like that? And sell all this dope and all that shit. And if you really selling all this dope and you making songs about it and you ain't locked up, you feel like if we keeping it real, if we so-called keeping it real, like what happens in real life? Like some people only need this smidget of a mistake for the police go, boom, get him out of there. You making songs about your real life, talking about this drill you just did, this dope you just sold, over there on the east side, on this street, on this block, and ain't nobody touched you yet? Nah, I'm not believing that. I'm not believing that. It don't make no sense. So, but people can keep on with whatever narrative they want to create. I just want to shed light on the actual real shit, the actual talent, the people who actually know how to format a song, do amazing things in their verses and shit like that. I don't care about your image because I don't believe nobody's image. I'm just into the bars. You know what I mean?
Right. So you're saying like the street cred doesn't make you a better rapper at all?
Nah, man, the street cred is smoke and mirrors, bro. You could be a dude that's in high school that was just the funny nigga that knew how to dance and you real popular. So it's you can mount up with 50 people. So now when you go do a show, when you get out of high school, you got 50 people around. Now you creating this character and it's just like it's so much that could happen because you young and we was running around 77 deep too. You feel what I'm saying? But it's a new age now. When you capture that shit on camera and things like that, it's a different energy. So anybody who's deep, they kind of tend to do whatever they want to do. And it's like, who gonna say something? Look at how deep we are. I don't really care about that. I just want to know who's got the talent, who got the skill. Because I don't believe you sold the dope that you sold. I've never heard about none of these guys beating nobody ass or doing no like nothing. So it is what it is, man.
So at what point did you get interested in rapping? Like what age was that specifically?
Bro, I was out of high school. I was just into just straight up lyrics. Eminem, Royce, Cannabis, you know what I mean? Redman, Wu-Tang, like it was just me and my boys would be at school breaking down bars that niggas said and shit. Yo, did you hear he said this? Like, oh shit, like I ain't catch that. Like, you know what I mean? So, but I wasn't rapping. Like I said, I was a hooper. We was just breaking the shit down. When I got out of school, I start hanging out with Royce within like the next 2 years of me being out of school, around like 20 or something like that. And really it was just me and my boys being out freestyling, drunk, shit like that. And then people start saying, yo, you need to hear your brother, because I start writing a couple. I had 2 rhymes written. I can't tell you how many bars they was because I couldn't count bars at the time. But I had 2 sheets of raps in a notebook that I memorized. I rapped that shit. And then my brother friends was like, yo, did you hear your brother rap? He like, what? Man, my brother don't rap. They're like, nah, you got to hear him. You know what I mean? And it was one day we went to the studio and he had me up there. I'm up there and then nigga, it's like 5 a.m. So I'm like, all right, bro, I'm out. He was like, hold on. I want to hear you rap. I'm like, oh man, like we tired and shit now. Like,
I know you didn't get me when I was like full of energy and ready to go.
I'm planning an attack. I'm thinking of the rhymes. You know what I'm saying? My movements and all kind of shit. And then it was just like, that's Royce though. You know what I'm saying? And then I went in the booth. I took a deep breath. I couldn't even see him. I took a deep breath and just rapped. It just,
Do you remember
know
the rhyme?
I don't, bro.
No.
I don't. I know it was over the Joel Santana Dipset anthem beat.
That's hard.
You know what I mean? And I'm sure it wasn't the craziest rap, especially the way I probably delivered it on my rookie amateur shit. I was nervous as shit, but Royce heard something in that where he was just like, all right, this might work. And then next thing you know, man, shit, we recorded music. We had a couple songs, and then next thing you know, he like, shit, he want to go on tour, and he want me to come on tour with him. So I hadn't even did really a solo show, or too many, like no ciphers really, no like open mics like that. Like I was out there raw, bro.
So this was when he had you come on stage rapping the 16s that you had wrote. Like you said, I think you had like 2 16s, right?
I don't know if they were 16s, but there was two
like
rhymes.
Two rhymes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was just like, it was no, I wasn't in the dojo yet. He wasn't my teacher yet. You feel what I'm saying? He was still just my brother. Like he didn't tell me, hey, when you do this, you know what I'm saying? It's breath control. You got to take a deep breath and do, you know what I'm saying? None of that yet. We didn't even get there.
But you guys had already recorded songs at this time.
Yeah. But I was like, I'm telling you, with me, it was so, he was even like, he would help me through the verse. But when I said that, I was talking about live on stage in front of a crowd.
Right.
For the first time rapping bars. In the studio, yeah, he had helped me out, but it wasn't the dojo yet. It was just like, let's get this song done. And yeah, that shit was wild, bro. It was
so
wild.
What was the reaction when you would go on stage? Were you having a Eminem lose yourself kind of moment, or
I had it. I've been there. I've been there where it was just like I planned everything out. I know the bars I'ma spit. And then when it's that time, I don't know if I planned for the crowd to react to this part of the bar and they didn't. And then I just like, what's next? Like, oh shit. You feel what I mean? But overall, I say about 98% of the time, still to this day, I rap my rhymes. I got through everything. It's just a rare percentage where it's just like I black out and not really be able to get through it type shit. You know what I mean? But back then when I first started, I couldn't fuck up. It's Royce the 5'9", bro. I don't belong here. I know I don't belong here. You get what I'm saying? This is just, it's gonna be what I make it. So I could fucking nervous out and then not do my job, or I could just step it up. And that's all I've been used to doing, is just kind of stepping it up over my capacity, because I never asked to be a rapper. It's not like I came to Royce like, hey, man, I want to rap. Take me under your wing. You know what I'm saying? It just happened. It just happened. And you know what I mean? The rest is fucking history, man. But I took it's a lot harder than what people think.
Yeah.
My journey.
And you started coming around like what, the MIC record days?
Yeah.
Because I know you had the song with Royce, Can't Nobody Stop Me on NFL Street, right? And then you were on the Welcome to MIC mixtape. Mm-hmm. During that time, I think he had just dropped Independence Day, kind of like around that time.
I was on that too.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, that was a really interesting time. Were you officially signed to MIC Records?
I was never signed to anybody.
No.
That's my brother, so it's just like, you know what I mean? It's not I don't have to sign a contract to be, you know what I mean? Like, we was like right and left. Whenever you seen him, you seen me. And whenever he need me at the lab, I'm already there. So it's just do this verse or whatever.
So what is the process like when he started taking you into the dojo? Like, was he like giving you tips like, all right, you say it like this or reword this part, or like, how was that like?
Yeah, it was like I had this thing where like I say, I started from the bottom. So sometimes I would write too many rhymes in a bar.
Right, too many syllables, right?
So now when I'm rapping it, it's like I'm, blip, 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 trying to, like, you know what I mean, do too much.
Yeah.
And I'm piling in the syllables and I kind of fall off the beat sometimes, but the bars is there. So they like, yo, that would be dope if you just did blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, Royce would be like, try it like this. Instead of saying this, say it like this. You know what I mean? And then he's not really a man of many words when it comes to that. So it's not like he's taking me to rap school. But when he speak, you gotta listen, and you gotta, you know what I mean? So that's what I was doing. Like whenever he speak, I'm like, okay. And then whatever questions I got, he'll answer it.
So I got to ask you a real question, because I think the fans been wanting to know this as well, and you probably the only one that got some real insight on it. But I've been following your brother's career from the very beginning, and there was somebody that was around him for a long time that just suddenly disappeared. Trey Little. What happened to Trey Little? Because he was there throughout the D12 beef, everything. Like, he was always with your brother.
Yeah, he was there before me. I'm going to keep it a buck. It was me and my man Thriller Black. Me and Thriller Black came around and we started rapping. And it was like, honestly, I felt like, because he had not just Trey Little, it was The Elite.
Right, The Elite.
And I feel like them as a group started to feel a little bit of jealousy because Royce started paying more attention to me and my man Thriller Black, because we, you know what I mean? Like, we was putting in work. These niggas is trying to hang out, party, drive Royce's Lexus and shit like that. And we in the lab putting in work. So now we making songs and they hearing it. And Royce is big on the songs, and I could just tell that they wasn't really vibing with that. So dude who you asked about, he was like the ringleader of it. You know what I mean? He turned out to not like me so much because Royce was so high on me. And he was the guy that Royce was high on before I came around. So he just started doing a bunch of hating shit, and you know what I mean? And that's my brother. So that's my blood brother.
Right. He
was acting like he's Royce's blood brother, and I gotta respect him as like what, nigga? Like, man, if you don't get your ass out of here, bro, like, we not doing that. If we could work together, I ain't got no problem with working together. And I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes. I'm just young and putting in work. Whatever Royce like, he like. You feel what I'm saying? But instead of being a team, niggas wanted to kind of be rivals and shit. So
yeah, because I think I've only seen Royce talk about him one time, and he said that he wasn't a good person. That's all he said. That's what he left it at. But I just remember from like Build and Destroy, from like all these mixtapes, right? From the beef DVDs, he's there. Like, he was always by your brother's side. And so like when he stopped being there, a lot of fans like me, I was just like, man, what happened to him?
Yeah, I mean, you around, like, in a young, that's what I was saying. When you young, you have people around you before they show you the man that they are or the man that they become. You know, as you get older and people start picking up different habits, they start picking up different characteristics from these habits and shit like that. It's just, you know, he wasn't compatible at the end of the day for what was to come to make this situation evolve.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted Royce respect. He didn't want us to look at him like, you know, Royce is that nigga and then Trey is, you know what I mean, the hype man type shit. He wanted to be like me and Royce. We both here type of shit, and he didn't really do nothing to get that. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. That's the thing. I always respected all of the people who Royce was around that was older than me as the OGs, no matter what. You feel what I'm saying? But when you start trying to treat me like I ain't shit, And it's like, well, what are we talking about? Because if we talking about rapping, like, let's rap. Let's see who's better. You know what I mean? But when you trying to muddy up the waters in different ways and do little sneaky, like, personal shit, I can't deal with that, bro. I can't deal with that. So, and Royce couldn't deal with it. So we just went our way. He went his way. I ain't seen, heard, in probably over 15 years, bro.
Wow.
I haven't seen that man's face. I haven't heard his name, really.
No wonder it kind of surprised you when I brought it up, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, damn, I forgot. I even forgot about that shit. But yeah, man, listen. Salute to him. You know what I mean? That shit, everything that happened with that shit, it was a long time ago. I don't wish no hard feelings or nothing like that. That's all in the past. So I hope he's doing well. And you know what I mean? It is what it is. I don't hold on to no grudges or nothing.
If you could describe your style of rap, what would you classify it as?
Alien rap. Alien rap. Where I just take what I've learned, which is my master teacher is Royce the 5'9", and I take what I've learned. I don't know everything he know. I can't do everything that he could do, but what I've learned, and I learned it at a high level, and I just take that, and I'm still learning. I keep evolving. So the last thing you heard from me, the next thing you hear from me is gonna be different. It's going to be more evolved.
I feel like you like being unorthodox.
Definitely.
Like not predictable, right? Who is in your top 5?
Oh, man. I told myself I wasn't really going to do this because I think doing a top 5 means these guys are forever over certain other people. So it's just like, for me, I have influences.
Yeah. What about like top 5 influences? Because I like to do that too. Because it's so subjective, right? When you talk about a top 5, people get so mad, and everybody values things differently. So just your top 5 influences.
Yeah, listen, Royce is a big influence, of course. Eminem is a big influence, of course. Jay-Z is a big influence. Nas is a big influence. That's 4?
That's 4.
I would say present day Street Lord 1 is a big influence. All those guys are different levels of extreme high level MCing, from a street level, a boss level, a MC lyrical level. Like, it's just, I feel like it just covers everything. Storytelling, syllables, entendres. If you just add those guys together and made an MC, it would be, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying I'm that person, but that's what I strive to be. And that lineup that I just said has changed damn near year after year. Somebody might substitute. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And those are just 5 influences. I got motherfucking Nardo Wick might influence me one day. The Migos might influence me one day. But it's just for different reasons. There's certain things that I hear when I hear them that's just like, yo, they got this element of doing X, Y, Z that's kind of fire. You know what I mean? And if you can add that to what you do on some lyrical shit, but now you simplify it and just kind of, it's just so many elements. And I just love learning. I don't feel like it's no ceiling or no box that I'm in. I could do whatever I want to. And I'm just having fun, bro. I don't really care who think what. I'm just doing me. You know what I'm saying? And the people that fuck with me, I love it. But I'm going to just keep doing whatever I want to do and keep enjoying hip hop, man.
Are you influenced by like other genres as well?
I probably listen to more, like still like Motown type shit than I do rap music, bro.
Wow.
I feel like the vibes, the things that touch your soul, you know what I mean? how do I do that? Because that's where I'm at in my life. People heard me rap and they'll, my criticism is going to be, oh, he sound like Royce. That's pretty much all I've heard criticism wise. And that's whatever. But I want to get to a place where I identify as this is who Marcus is. You get what I'm saying? This is the role I played coming up in a household where people feel like, oh, well, Royce is like the guy. So he probably was always just the, you know what I mean? I could tell you what it was from a different perspective. And I'm working on that. So I study certain people that can rap in a personable way, and people take to it. Like they good at getting that job done.
So to you, of course, the bars are really important, the technical aspect of it, right? But the substance, because you could rap about in a technical way about a whole lot of nothing. Is the substance of like the personal story about some real life shit, is that very important to you as well?
I don't think it's no rules. I think that whatever, if you start rapping, no disrespect, but let's say a Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne don't necessarily ever talk about nothing, but he rap like a motherfucker. Like he known to rap. Like a Millie ain't necessarily about nothing.
Right.
But he's rapping very well. And people love Lil Wayne and they hold these songs in a high regard, even though, you know what I mean, there's other songs that like they're speaking about specific things, substance, and it's like it probably means more to hip hop and to people's lives in general, but it's still no rules. And Lil Wayne proved it. I could just rap. A millionaire, tougher than Nigerian hair. It's like it's dope. But what is he like after you cut that song off? What the fuck was it about?
Right.
So I take it as a rap lesson. I don't take it as it's just nothing. I take it as a rap. This is how you rap and you tie in syllables and you know what I'm saying? You switch up your flow and shit like that. It's just kind of like a rap lesson for me. That's how I took that. But I wouldn't compare him to a Jay-Z who got content and he spoke about certain things that can get you through tough times and things like that. You know what I mean? But I still enjoy all of them. You feel what I'm saying?
So when you approach your own music, do you try to do like a little bit of here, a little bit of there? Like there's going to be records when you saying some real personal life stuff that could change some people's lives. And then the other one's just like, I'm just having fun putting words together at a high level.
Again, man, it's therapy. So if I feel the need that I want to get something off my chest that has substance to it, I'll do that. Like if it's something I specifically want to talk about, social injustices, racism, things like that, I got songs where I specifically talk about that. And somebody could listen to that substance and learn something from it and get my thoughts from it and things like that. But I may come in here and I may want to fucking knock somebody's head off their shoulder. It just may be the day that I'm having, and it's just like, bro, people keep irritating me, and I just, and I'm just thankful that I could come to the lab and get that off my chest, write it down. You know what I mean? Write down my thoughts and rhyme it. And to you, it's like he just rapping a bunch of, you know what I mean? But to me, is, yo, that shit just saved your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You better be fucking thankful that I got that mic right there because it could get crazy. And it's like that for a whole lot of people. It's like that for a whole lot of rappers. They just don't really communicate that. Mm-hmm. It's very therapeutic for a lot of rappers, whether you making a song about getting money because you went broke and went through a tough time and you trying to motivate yourself and program yourself to get up and go get it. Shit, you know what I mean? It's like this music shit is powerful, man. It's not just, there's no rules. It's just about you and what resonate with you. Some people do it just to try to get some money. Whatever I got to do to just get some more money off of this rap shit, I'll do it. Some people got something to say. Some people just want to rap good. Like it's so many different levels, and I don't think one person's way is better than the next because there's no rules. You feel what I'm saying?
Does that ever trip you out, like how many lives you think about hip hop has saved? Like not just from the artist standpoint, but even the fan.
Nah, don't trip me out. I grew up feeling like that. Like it's amazing. So the more amazing it get, it's just like, yep. You feel what I'm saying?
I've
It's
been on
amazing.
this. Right.
Yeah. But like I say, at the end of the day, bro, it is some red flags and this shit. Like it's not all just cool entertainment. Like some people's lives change for the worse. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fucked up shit that be happening to people to get where they trying to get to. There's some people who got lucky and they, some people, like it's different stories. And the same type of shit be happening year after year to certain artists, whether it's a bad label deal and now they all fucked up because of a label deal. It's like, how many of the OGs done had bad label deals? Why are you not speaking up about that so the next nigga won't have this bad label deal? So these type of shit, that's the type of stuff that's on my mind. As I get older, it's like, how can I help the younger generation? Can I help them by just being successful off rap? Or can I help them by giving them some information that'll help them change? That'll help them get the picture. And I just feel like, them getting the information is more important than me lying in my raps to get a Bentley so I could pull up on them and they'll believe whatever I say. But I can't tell you how to hustle. I did a bunch of stupid shit to get where I'm at.
Right.
I'm out here acting like I got the answers. It's like, nah, these niggas don't know shit. They just fucking, they just out faking it till they make it.
How much do you think social media has played a part in the state of hip hop where it is today? Like, how do you think it's helped it, and how do you think that it's hurt it?
I mean, I think it's just a situation where social media is another tool for more people to express themselves through rap. So now it just appears that it's billions of rappers now. You feel what I'm saying? And then you may look up and see this guy got 2 million views, and you listen to him and you like, man, this is terrible. He got 2 million views though, so it's like you can't really say that, or else you hating.
Right.
Because 2 million people viewed it, so automatically it's supposed to be fire, and you got to say it, and if you don't, you a hater. And I ain't really like trying to go out my way to say what's good or what's not, like I'm the judge. But it's like, man, we came up with a term called whack a long time ago, bro, in hip hop. And when I grew up, what was determined whack was certain shit, not rapping on beat, choosing terrible beats, not doing nothing, not special in your verse. Like, that's whack. And when I hear a lot of music now, I hear that. But when I say whack, it's like, oh, he a hater. He just mad because you know what I mean? It's all of these things. And it's like, no, I just still have an opinion. Like, you don't get to a certain age and lose your opinion. I don't have no reason to be mad at nobody. And most people don't. They just fans just like anybody else. I don't mean no harm to nobody when I give my opinion. But when motherfuckers speak about hip hop, but you only know a certain era of music, which is your era that you was in, and anything before that don't matter because they old and they don't know shit. But this era, I just specialize in this. We can't talk hip hop. We can only talk your era of hip hop.
Right.
So when I bring up Jay-Z or Nas and you like, oh man, like, oh, I mean, them niggas old. Yeah, but who outdone what they did? Let me ask you a question. I know this is your podcast, but let me just ask you a question. In the last 10 years, you can't say Kendrick or Cole. In the last 10 years, name me a classic album out of these new generation of guys. Timeless. A timeless album, a timeless record in the last 10 years.
Album or song?
You can really take your pick. I think song would be easier to make a hypothesis.
Right.
But album, I struggle with that.
Yeah, I struggle with that too. But I know if you're talking songs, I would say Joyner got some classic songs though, like
for
because
his
of this
for his fan base.
for
Joyner's not
storytelling.
he's not a household name.
Right. He's not a household name, but for storytelling, that aspect
It's
of hip hop,
impeccable,
yeah,
impeccable.
amazing. And especially when you add the visuals to it, it's ridiculous. It's very like cinematic. Like how back in the day we used to love them music videos where they made it like movies. You know what I mean? Like that's
But
that's
how easy is it for somebody to not have heard about Joyner Lucas?
right.
You got to be a fan of hip hop to a degree to even, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And his success, as talented as Joyner is, his success ain't valued.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name no other names, but these guys is valued. The ones who's running up the numbers the most. His amazing brain and all of the crazy stories that he thinking of that the average 9 out of 10 people can't do
Yeah.
is being viewed as that hip hop shit over there. But these motherfuckers is rhyming it with shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's being popular, it's being played more than these other guys. We supposed to put these motherfuckers on a higher, on a higher pedestal. And in my world, Joyner Lucas and a lot of other guys will kill y'all niggas. Like, think if we start making shit about rapping, it'll get dark for all of these guys,
Yeah.
man.
And you know, it's crazy because before Jay would say something like men lie, women lie, numbers don't. But in today's era, numbers do lie.
That's all they do.
Yeah, because it's like you see these people, millions of views or millions of followers, but then they got like the comments don't add up to that. You look at the comments, they don't got as many comments or likes or anything, you know, or maybe likes, but you know what I'm saying though. Like
I
it's
could get all that
crazy.
shit.
Yeah.
Right now, I could get all that shit right now, bro. The likes, the comments, the views. It's just a couple dollars. It's not even that expensive. It's
Yeah.
just what you willing to do. I'm not willing to make it look like I'm doing something that's not adding up. When it's time for me to do a show, I want the show to be packed because you know what I'm saying?
Your
I
talent.
don't care if I got 5,000 followers. And when I pull up to a show, if 500 people show up to support the show, that's way more than what these fake motherfuckers is doing. So I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in Spotify and all of that, streams and all of that, bro. I'd rather you buy my album from me for $5 or $10. I'm making way more than
Yeah.
what I would make from those platforms. I never liked middlemen.
Yeah.
Even when I was doing my little shit, I never liked no middleman. No, I need all my bread. So yeah, man, it's aliens. It's the alien gang, bro. We do shit different. Royce M, me, I got a whole network full of people that identify with alien gang, and we just operate different. We're not hustling like everybody else.
But
We
you know,
making our own path.
like you said though, 500 people show up, those 500 really rock with you though.
Man, rapping the lyrics. You feel what I'm saying? And then, but this guy over here got a million followers. He lit on Instagram. It's people that think that he's more lit than me. But I'm sitting here making literally more money than him just on a smaller fan base level. So they don't give a fuck about your 500 people at your show. This nigga got a million followers and a million streams on Spotify. Like he more lit than you is what they thinking. It's just not a fact though.
Let me ask you this, okay? Because this is interesting these days. You got somebody like that got so many so many followers on Instagram, right? But when they drop their album, like Sweetie, 9,000 copies sold first week or something like that. So who are all these people that are following you? Are they're following you because your talent? They following you because they just like the way you look, or just like, you know, see your lifestyle? Like it's a different era that we live in now.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, everything's image. Everything's gimmick. Everything's fake it till you make it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's comfortable with doing that. So I don't resonate with that. That's been my detachment. I don't detach from somebody because they're younger than me. You know what I'm saying? I detach away from people who do things that don't resonate with me and how I operate. You know what I mean? I can't do the gimmick thing, bro.
Yeah.
I was always taught when you pull out a gun, you gotta use it. These niggas done pull more guns out in their videos than they ever pulled in the streets. And I'm the suburb nigga. You know what I mean? These are the guys calling me the suburb guy. Like, you the softest motherfucker in the world, bro. Like, how am I being viewed in these ways? So it's just everything is all twisted. And you know, if I am not in a place where everybody's looking at me like the popular guy, it's because I understand what's going on now, and I don't respect it, and I'm not gonna do anything outside of what I stand for to get there. You feel what I'm saying? You talk about selling your soul. My soul ain't for sale. So whatever money I can make and keep my soul, that's what I'm gonna make. And you could feel like it ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? That's fine with me too, because I'm not as popular as this guy or that guy. But I'm doing my thing, man, and I'm happy and I'm who I am. Nobody can take anything away from me. You get what I'm saying? My shit is for keeps. You can't come over here dangling money in front of my face and have me do something outside my character. So for me, I'm way more successful than these motherfuckers, bro. Way more. My kids is never gonna be able to fucking say, damn, you did that to get this? Like, why did you make a total ass out yourself to make money? That's not honorable. My kids are never gonna be able to say that on no level about me.
And you know, it's crazy because it's success is how you choose to measure it, right? Some people believe that it's all about the numbers, it's about the money and stuff, but what use is to gain the world if you lose your soul in the process of that, right? Or if you're not
Absolutely.
happy. If you're not, tons of these motherfuckers ain't happy.
Miserable as shit.
They just not happy at all, right? They ain't got good lives as far as a family life. You know, the
Right.
kids don't know them. Look at how many rich people end up committing suicide, all types of stuff, right? But you choosing the path that you're still a part of your kids' lives on a regular basis. You're there for them. They know they father, and you're doing it your own way. That's the real success right there.
To me, that's gangster.
Yeah, exactly.
That's gangster. You know what I mean? I seen all my child's birth. I didn't let this music shit get in the way of me experiencing that type of shit. I put my kids before anything, even if it means I make a little less money, but to spend more time with my kids. Like, that's gangster, bro. I don't give a fuck about, like, people been buying shit for years, man. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean shit. That time spent with your kids means everything. And
because time is the most expensive thing that you just can't ever get it back. You can't ever get it back. And you know, especially with your kids, those early years, especially where you got more of a chance to influence them and everything, right. Those are the most precious years because that's going to set them up for who they're going to be for the rest of their lives, man.
Yeah, I don't want to be the popular dad who got these songs talking about some crazy shit. And then I'm blowing up, so I'm popular. But, you know what I mean? The message that I send is bringing back this karma. So I could take care of my kid monetarily, but I got to be on the road a lot. I don't get to see him. I just send money and all of that. I don't want it to be just, here, money makes you happy. Money makes you happy. I want to be there. I want to feel the hug. I want to feel the kiss. I want to look you in your eye and talk to you. And that
pick you up from school.
Pick you up. Walk to pick you up from school and walk back home. Just regular shit. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate just a normal life. I don't want my kid to have extra pressure, extra expectations because his father's this popular guy. Like, I don't feel like for me specifically, my kids deserve that. I want them to have their own path and their own shit without all the extra pressure on them.
You know what I respect the most about you, Vishis, is that I've seen so many interviews where I've heard you say you don't care about someone's status or their ability to rap well or whatever if they're not solid as a person.
That's a fact.
So talk about that, because in today's culture, it's so much about the bag, being next to this person, because they're gonna help elevate you, that people are willing to do anything to get ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at people, because I've been in rooms with people who didn't know who I was, or they knew who I was and they just didn't look at me like on their level. So they treat this guy who they feel like on their level nice, but treat me like whatever. I ain't like how that felt, because I felt like I wasn't on their level at the time. You feel me? But then I realized, like, yo, y'all just people. You know what I'm saying? And in some regards, like, I don't really watch football like that. So you can't be a football player and come in and treat me like I'm nobody. You get what I'm saying? I don't know who the fuck you are.
Right.
So you better chill with all of that extra shit talking to me, because I'm not a fan, my nigga. You feel what I'm saying? So when I look at people in general now, I just look at them as people. I don't want nothing from you. You know what I mean? I don't want nothing from you, bro. And if I gotta compromise who I am to get whatever, forget about it. I'd just rather not have it. I don't like how that shit feel. So, you know what I mean? I'd rather big names walk into a room with me and respect me for standing for what I stand for, than to, you know what I mean, for them to be able to treat me any kind of way because they can give me some kind of opportunity that I may or may not get a little bit more money. You feel what I'm saying? Like, no, you're not. None of y'all are going to treat me any kind of way, but nice. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want nothing from none of y'all. I can do whatever the fuck I'm doing on my own. You feel what I mean? Like, I don't need nothing from none of y'all, bro. And most of y'all be lying about what y'all can do for people anyway. So
It's crazy, man. Like, with you being in the industry, have you seen people basically gain fame and money and they just change completely as a person?
yeah, man, absolutely, bro. It's easy. I've seen those same people be humbled too. You know what I mean? Like, you can't reach them. Then when it start dropping back down, like I was doing for a lot of these Detroit rappers that thought that they was gonna be on top of the world forever, it's starting to drop. Now they got time now. Now they doing interviews and shit, making themselves look stupid because they got time to do dumb shit. You feel what I'm saying? I've seen all that shit. I've seen all that shit, bro. And it worked out well for some people, because some people get money and they feel like they on top of the world and they not talking to this guy and that guy, but then the leverage start dropping and they become more humble and accessible. And now, you know what I mean? But I never respect any of that shit. I never respect the person who feel like they can treat anybody any kind of way based off of their status or their money. If you're the type of person that like to look out for people and give people money and stuff like that, do it. But why am I hearing about you, like what you did for this person or that person? Like, if I do something for somebody, I'm going to give them whatever I'm going to give them, and nobody's going to know unless you tell them.
Right. So it's like the same thing, like how people broadcast everything on Instagram and showing them like, yeah.
If you that type of person, why can't you just do it? Why everybody got to know and you got to get views and followers from it? Just do it, if that's the type of person that you are. But if you giving people money and then turn around, man, everybody asking me for money, man. I be giving people money. It's like, that's not really who you are then.
Right.
If you gonna do this shit and turn around and complain, then you just a sucker for doing it. You're not being real.
Have you been in situations where people didn't know that you were Royce's brother and they treated you like shit, and then next thing you know, they find out you Royce's brother and then they switch up after that?
I mean, I don't really let nobody treat me like shit. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like they kind of like whatever with you.
Yeah, I mean, shit. The majority of the time, you know what I mean. If they could know that I'm Royce's brother, You feel what I'm saying? And they'll still treat me like whatever, because as long as they feel like they good with Royce, if they feel like they Royce's friend and they got a relationship with him, it don't matter if they met Royce through me. It's niggas that have met Royce through me who feel like, oh, I got a relationship with Royce now. I ain't even got to check in on Vish. I ain't got to call him. I got Royce number.
Wow.
Yeah, it happens. It happens all the time. But, you know, then you turn around and you say, well, how come Vish don't seem like he fuck with Dog? Because it's like, motherfuckers be on weirdo time. And I don't fuck with none of that shit. But overall, I don't let nobody treat me any kind of way. But respectful. And that's a gift and a curse, because I got this stigma on me amongst certain people that I'm like damn near like unstable, like I might snap on you type of shit. And I never snapped. Like, who did I snap on? Just because if you do some bullshit and I call you out about it, that's not snapping on you. That's expecting more out of you as a man, because we trying to build something different around here. I don't let nobody do no punk shit. But I've just figured that would be a solid thing. But I get viewed that in all kind of different ways because of what I stand for. But at the end of the day, bro, I don't care. I'm standing on it because this is what's going to help us become stronger. Yeah.
Talk to us about Alien Gang, what it means to you and how you came up with it.
Alien Gang, really, to be honest, was just like, man, being around Royce, M, you know, just these guys who I see. I'll give an example with Eminem, because this is like the highest level of example. What hasn't Eminem accomplished in rap? You know what I mean? So what the fuck would make him want to go to the studio tomorrow? You see what I'm saying? You gotta be a different level. Yo, your mental just gotta be on a different fucking level, bro. It's alien level shit. That's not human activity. When you see Royce in the studio and you see how he put shit together, how he uses his voice as an instrument, it's not normal. You know what I mean? And I started to take on that persona for myself. Like what I do, my approach, my character, it's just not normal. So we the aliens. And then other people start like resonating with that. So now I got a whole, like you can't call it a rap group. You could basically got to call it a community. Because I got producers, rappers, singers, whatever. And I'm talking about some of the most vicious rappers, some of the dopest singers. You feel what I mean? So yeah, it's about to get fucking heated up out here. I just want people to know, with the Alien Gang, that's what we did. We created the extraordinary beings of the world. The extraordinary beings, the people that identify with that. Because sometimes you could do some amazing shit, but if you don't identify with the alien, you know what I mean? Like, fuck all this human shit. We was taught a bunch of shit that we got to unlearn. And like, who's the people who actually put in the man hours to be a black belt at this fucking rap shit? You feel what I'm saying? Who put in the man hours in boxing to be the high level? Those are the aliens. Right. Mad people box. But who are these guys that set themselves apart from the rest of the people? That's the upper echelon, and they didn't fucking snap a finger to get there, pay money. They put in the work. They honed the skills. So Alien Gang, yeah, man, it's the extraordinary beings of the world. We focus on the skill over the popularity. You know what I mean? You can have 200 followers on Instagram, but if you rhyme at a high level, you're going to be recognized as an alien, and everybody that's in the network is going to view you as that and support you.
So a lot of the fans, though, they love that movement that you got going with the Alien Gang.
Yeah.
And they resonate with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, as they should. The more people who really understand what it is and what it means and what we represent, they gonna identify with it. You don't have to just be a rapper. It's not just a hip hop thing. Alien is a mind state, uh, and a way of life, a lifestyle.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
So you were a part of one of my favorite moments in hip hop. You know what that is?
I don't.
We got guns too. We got guns too. You don't have rocket
Sheesh.
launcher. Blow your
That's
whole
crazy.
house up. I don't think we've ever heard the context of why this happened. Can you take us through that?
The context of why that happened. Ray Benzino did put out a video. You know, he been talking shit before, right? But
Right.
and I was the sniper of the group. Like I would catch all the shit on the internet before everybody catch it. So I caught that, and I sent it to Royce, and I was laughing like a motherfucker because I'm like, is he serious? Royce like, what you mean? I'm like, well, he pulled out a pistol in the video. Now he had the chopper bullets in the pistol. You know, it's cute. It's like a little designer gun. But I'm like, do he know who he talking to? Like, this is Detroit. Everybody got a pistol. Like, how you gonna like? And that's what I mean about these so-called street guys looking at the so-called backpack guys as the weak niggas who they could just scare. I'll pull out a pistol and I'll scare them off. It was like, my nigga, we from Detroit. We see pistols all the time. Like, what's wrong with this nigga? So I was telling Royce, like, yo, we should do something, man, that just clown him. Like, don't respond to him seriously. That's a joke. You know what I mean? So we was just basically trying to prove a point that, like, nigga, that people didn't stop making guns when you got them. Mm-hmm. We got much crazier guns than that. Like, nigga, if we had a shoot off, you gonna pull out a pistol? And nigga, we'll shoot you till you catch on fire. Trying to pull out a pistol playing around. So it was just more like showing the funnier side of it. Like, we not taking you serious at all, bro. He was dead serious, and we came back laughing, pulling out way bigger guns and the rocket launcher and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. We was the first ones that did that too. To pull out a rocket launcher online.
I know, you know, because when I look back at a lot of the old footage, I'm like, man, you guys did a lot of stuff before a lot of people did it.
Right.
You know, and man, you guys were so funny in that clip, calling, you know, with the Mr. Burns and all that stuff. Like, do people still bring that up to you?
All the time. All the time, bro.
That's why you already knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, nah, it's cool. It's cool. It's just a funny moment. Like, you know, Ray Benzino, like me or Royce, like we've been, you know, connected. We've been on the road for the last 15 plus years. And I've never been in the same building, same room, same restaurant, at the gas station. I never bumped into Ray Benzino. So we never had a chance to address any animosity or nothing like that. So anytime God did that, anytime y'all make sure that we don't run into certain people, I just be like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a small world, bro. We done ran into some of everybody and never ran into him. So it's just like, I don't even know if he a real person. I just let him talk and say whatever he gonna say. Yeah, that's what he made it. He made it more so about some street shit. And that was just running your mouth, you know, thinking that that's your cheat code. The street shit. Oh, we street. We got the guns, dog. Them niggas just rap niggas, dog. And it's like, I mean, you could feel like that. And we cool with it. You know what I'm saying? But when we see each other, bro, if that's how you feel, you're going to get the shock of your fucking life. Like, everybody, not just regular people who just sit around writing raps all day. You know what I'm saying? Niggas trained to do certain shit. And I don't train to run into somebody like Ray Benzino and feel at a disadvantage just because he's from the streets. Like, nigga, man.
So about a year and a half ago, you went live, right? And you went off on Crooked Eye and Joel Ortiz. I see the smile. I see the smile already.
Yeah, man.
Now, this was during the time that Crooked and Joel put out the Rise and Fall of Slaughterhouse, and there was a back and forth on social media between Royce and Joe and Crooked and Joel. I know you had a relationship with them brothers, man. So like that had to be a weird situation. Of course, at the end of the day, Royce is your brother, so he's going to always have your loyalty. But that was probably a weird thing for you to watch happen, unfold, and somewhat be a part of.
I was pissed. I was pissed because I felt like I don't like I know these guys. I don't have the best personal relationship with everybody as far as like picking, but but
Wait, can you
whenever
say
they
that
come,
part again? Can you say that one part again? Because sorry, the audio cut out.
yeah, it was a phone call. My
Yeah.
bad. I mean, I didn't know him to the point where I could just pick up my phone and call him and we chop it up on a regular basis, just random shit. But whenever them dudes come around, it was always all love. Like I love Crooked. He got brothers, the Horseshoe Gang. Like I love those dudes. I
I
felt
know
like
I've seen in interviews you shout them out all the time.
yeah. It's always been all love. It's not like this happened and then real feelings came out. I was fucking pissed. I was hurt because I seen what Royce done. I seen how he treat these guys when they come around. I just felt like what happened, Royce didn't deserve that. You
Mm-hmm.
feel what I'm saying? I feel like you should have put in more effort to call and have a conversation instead of just saying, when we put this record out, niggas gonna feel a certain way, but fuck it, it is what it is. I just thought it was more respect there than that. You feel what I'm saying? And plus the narrative that I felt like was being ran with was just some made up shit that I couldn't fuck with that. And like I just went live and people was coming in asking me questions. That's another thing that pissed me off. I'm just doing a live, just like how I do. You know what I'm saying? And then motherfuckers coming in, yo, did you hear this? What you think about this? Oh, what you? And I just got in my bag. And I've done millions of lives where I'm talking positive and we building and we, you know what I mean? But of course, when I jump out of my element, that's what makes the internet. That's not what represents me. That's not like, you know what I mean? That don't make me who I am. That's just how I felt at the moment. I don't even feel like that present day the same way.
Yeah, bro, like Slaughterhouse is one of my favorite rap groups ever, and like watching them come together, I think that was one of the first times I really saw your brother happy in a way because he was really a part of something strong. Everybody was at a high level rapping. He felt the camaraderie and everything,
Yeah.
and to watch it kind of fall off or like burn the way it did. And you
Mm-hmm.
could tell that Royce showed respect to everybody in the group. Like it wasn't him just siding with Joe. It was like if it was Crooked that was in Joe's place instead, he would have sided with Crooked. You know,
Well,
it
that's
would.
not what was being said.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. The narrative was like, oh, you just on Joe's sack pretty much, or something, something along those lines. And it was like, bro,
Yeah.
that's not true. It's like he looked at everybody with love and he would have did that for anybody.
Well, nobody knows, in my opinion, nobody knows that more than those guys. Like they know what Royce on. They know what he stand for. They was just trying to go for it. And that's the part I couldn't respect. Cause I know damn well they know what's up with Royce. I know anytime they needed Royce for something, he was there. You know what I'm saying? I can't really say that it's the same respect and vice versa all the time. But I know where Royce stand. I know what he done. I know the red carpet that he rolled out for those guys. You feel what I'm saying? And I know that when we go out to other people's territory, it ain't the same exact, you know what I mean, love in return. But I just figured, um, at least Royce. Not, you know what I mean? If you got a problem with Joe and you want to do something against Joe or whatever, and you want to do a project talking about how you feel about Joe or some shit like that, if Joe don't fuck with y'all and y'all don't fuck with Joe, then whatever. You feel what I'm saying? But if you got somebody that's in the middle of it saying, yo, I'm not gonna do a project without one of the members that's in the group. You know what I'm saying? I'm not moving on without one of the members, and that member was Joe. You know what I mean? Like, why am I at fault for something?
That's
I'm trying
another
to keep
thing.
it solid.
Yeah, that's another thing too, was that I felt like he was catching flack for things that Joe might have done that they had a problem with. You know, specifically the contracts and all that different stuff that they were talking about, and it was kind of like Royce was catching the heat for that, and it wasn't his fault at all.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was just the overall for me and my involvement with it, bro. I honestly feel like certain things piss me off, right? And I'm my own man. I deserve to feel however I want to feel about things. Um, but in that same token, once it gets to y'all talking about how I feel, I'm being brought up in lives that y'all doing and shit like that. It's like, well, what the fuck are y'all worried about me and my opinion for? You know what I'm saying? Y'all not taking accountability for what y'all really done. You feel what I'm saying? And now you bringing me up like my opinion matters. Like we don't talk on the phone every day. You know what I'm saying? Royce is the nigga who y'all really got the relationship with. So now y'all bringing me up because I'm voicing my opinion on shit as if this is playing a part in y'all decision making. So now, yeah, like all that kind of stuff, yeah, that pissed me off. Cause it's like y'all just making up shit now. Y'all trying to find little outs to make, you know what I mean, what y'all did cool. And it's like, man, I don't respect that from
You were saying you don't respect that what?
nobody.
Yeah.
So it's not nothing personal against them specifically, but when you speak about my family, you gotta speak factual. And if you're not speaking factual about my family, I might have a problem with it. And I'm gonna speak on it.
And I think that you made a good point when you were saying that people weren't asking them the right questions to like be held accountable for their part in the whole situation. It was almost viewed like they were the ones, like Royce and Joe were being like the bullies or something like that. You know what I mean? And putting them in a position, and people had a lot of empathy for them, but they didn't have any for Royce and Joe.
Because they were the main ones speaking about it.
Right.
So it's like when if we come out and we speak and people like, oh, that's what happened. We feeling sorry for these niggas. When in real life, it's a whole nother thing. But the other side of that not being spoke on like that. Because Royce ain't like, man, he not the guy that felt like, oh, I gotta hurry up and try to prove myself. Like everything that he done, the proof is in the pudding. If you write down what all of them did in Slaughterhouse for each other, it's there, bro. You get what I'm saying? So I don't really have to go publicly trying to clear my name and shit like that. But for me, I took offense to it because I feel like it just wasn't necessary. And Royce deserved more respect than for somebody to come out and putting certain narratives out there after I've seen what he's done for niggas.
And I think that the fans, that if you really follow it, were really surprised, mostly because it seemed out of everybody, it was Crooked and Royce that was almost the most close. Because, you know, you had situations where Crooked came to Detroit with his brothers and you know, asked Royce to produce the album or whatever, you know what I mean? And it just seemed like they had a really tight relationship. So for that situation to unfold the way it did, it was like, wow.
Well, let me ask you, is Royce the 5'9" legend?
Absolutely.
Is he not valuable to the culture?
Absolutely.
All right, so like if he produces a full album for your little brothers because of you. It's not because, you know what I'm saying? It's not because he just felt like I'm trying to sign these artists. Y'all came to the table. He agreed to do some shit because of how much love and respect he got for Crooked. You feel what I'm saying? And when you get that kind of love and respect, that's just one example, which is a huge example. You feel what I'm saying? But I just feel like in that case, I would call somebody who looked out for me, looked out for my family, always showed me love. I would make sure, and even if I don't get them, I'm a keep calling. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna reach out a few times and be like, oh, he didn't answer. So,
Right.
oh, fuck that, because I'm going through something. You feel what I'm saying? That's not fair to somebody who done. And I'm not saying he like signed them and gave them money. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying being a solid individual, a solid a rap group partner, a solid human being to you. You feel what I'm saying? I never showed you anything different than solid. Now
Well,
we
it's the
get in this.
respect factor. If you
That's it.
respect somebody, you know,
That's
then
it.
yeah.
That's it. And that's all I was saying. And then it just kind of turned into like more shit being said, and um, yeah, I don't respect that, and I'm not singling Crooked and Joel out. That's the energy I got for anybody, and for me to do that when, bro, I'm telling you, the respect that I got, I respect the Horseshoe Gang more than I even respect Crooked Eye, because me and them got more dealings with each other. You feel what I'm saying? And for me to know that Sauce the Boss, that's my nigga, that's my guy. Like, come on. And for me to voice my opinion like that, where I'm basically, um, I'm putting our relationship in a limbo because I feel like, nigga, it's almost not no return from this anyway.
Right.
So I'm gonna voice my opinion. I'm gonna get this shit off my chest because it ain't really no turning back from what y'all doing anyway. You got me and Horseshoe Gang in just this weird ass situation to now we can't put out music together because it's just too much that's been done. You feel what I'm saying? And I
And,
still got love and respect for everybody. It's just that, like, I stand on what I stand on, they stand on what they stand on, and we just kind of here.
and whenever I've heard Royce talk about the situation, you could tell that he's hurt. Like it comes from a hurt place, you know what I mean? Because of how much love and respect that he had for his brothers. I mean,
Yeah,
you got it tattooed on your hand.
right.
You know, I mean, I don't know how you could not be hurt from that situation. Um, when you heard like that Joel threatened the diss track or whatever, like what was your reaction in that situation?
That blog was one of the reactions where it was just like a diss record. Like, you still on your rapper shit, huh? Like that's the type of shit that pissed me off. Like, this ain't no fucking entertainment, nigga. Like, this is real life. This is a real relationship at stake here. And it's like, instead of, you know what I mean, instead of addressing that, it's like, I will do a diss record. Like, so what? Like, what is your diss record gonna do? You feel what I'm saying? It'll be a moment in time where you did something that you probably gonna regret. And it's not like, I do feel like Royce will out rap whoever. The diss record thing, that ain't nothing. But I'm just saying, just to do something like that when you didn't take the proper steps to communicate, now you feel like, instead of, all right, you right, let me call this nigga, let's get this shit straight. It was, I'm gonna make a diss record. It's like, man, come on, bro. Like, you
Yeah,
tripping.
like why is that your reaction basically?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that, like, why is that even a threat that you're gonna do a diss record? It's like, so fucking what, bro? Then you could get a diss record done back to you even worse. You feel what I'm saying? But so what? We do this diss record thing. So fucking what? Like, what was more important, the relationship and what Slaughterhouse built together, or doing some kind of dumbass diss record over being emotional about something? You feel what I'm saying? And
I,
I don't want to reopen this can of worms. That shit is all buried. They they doing their thing respectfully. Joe doing his thing, Royce doing his thing. Everybody all good. I'm not trying to like reopen nothing.
But you were saying that you don't want to rehash everything with the Slaughterhouse, but do you foresee them ever getting back together?
I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Nobody got hurt. You know, some egos might have took a little tiny bit of bruising, but it's more pride than anything. You know what I mean? They decided to stand on something, and to be the person who got to come and apologize for something would be, you know, to make it look like what they did was some bullshit. So everybody kind of just standing on what they standing on. But like I say, nobody showed me nothing that Royce did wrong yet. And when they do interviews and shit, they don't get asked those questions. Well, like, what did Royce do? You keep talking about Joe and what he did, but what did Royce do? I thought that was your man. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And on top of, like I say, all of the stuff that I seen him doing verses for them and involving them in certain things, I just didn't. It confused me, and I was upset about that shit. But me and what I did, me doing a live and expressing myself, that should have nothing to do with what they got going on, bro. Like I wasn't involved in the process when y'all decided to do an album talking shit about, you know, Royce and Joe. You feel what I'm saying? I wasn't in that process. So don't fucking, after you do some bullshit and I feel a certain way about it, millions of people probably felt a certain way about it. Like, why you zeroing it in on what I did? If you cared about what the fuck I thought, you wouldn't have did it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how did
Did,
you think I would feel? Like, oh, cool. Nah, I don't fuck with that shit.
did Royce have a problem with you doing that live? I know you're your own man and you can feel how you feel, but
I mean, I don't really know, bro. Like, um, I know he didn't want shit to get magnified in a certain light. Like we got a problem with them type shit. Like it's some kind of beef.
mm-hmm.
It's not a beef. It's just, you know what I mean? In my opinion, like it's y'all did some punk shit and I'm just talking about it. And Royce's world is kind of like I don't want to deal with that shit. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not necessarily a problem with me doing the live. It's a problem that the live got magnified into what it got magnified into. Um, I don't ask Royce for permission when I go live.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like when he hear about something, if he don't want something to go a certain way, that's my older brother, that's my OG. I'll respect it. But it's either it's just like, yo, chill with that. You know what I mean? Or he don't say nothing. If he say, yo, chill, don't do that. Then I respect my brother. I'm a not do it because that's his situation. So if he don't want me doing something that's involving a situation that got more so to do with him than me, and I'm really only talking about it because of the love I got for him. If he don't want me to talk about something, I won't talk about it. But I mean, he never really voiced to me that he had like an issue with something I was saying. He told me to chill one time, but I chilled.
Yeah, because you was going at Joel real tough though, out of everybody.
Yeah, because like I feel like Joel Ortiz, you know what I mean? It's a lot, bro. I've seen Royce be there for him. I've seen him support certain shit that they do outside of Royce, and him of all people. I just felt like, man, it was the diss record that made me go crazy on him. You
On
feel
the
what I'm saying?
sloppy comment.
I said all kind of shit, and it's just it was in the moment me talking shit, like being funny, like cracking jokes, kind of like nigga. Like, what you talking about? What you think this is? You talking about a diss record? Hey, man, come on, bro. That's phony shit to me. Y'all, it should be a respect thing. And that's what I was talking about. People keep talking about the bullshit I was on. Nobody's talking about how I was saying how it should be and how men should treat other men of respect.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you only reply to the bullshit. And it's just like, I'm here for it all, bro. I stand on what the fuck I stand on. At that time I stood on that. Now I don't care enough about it to, you know what I mean, to
Right.
to stand any kind of way. I don't really care about it. This old shit that I don't really like, you know? Though, like I say, I wasn't never friends with them. I was cool with them. I felt cool with Crooked's brothers and shit like that. We had a lot in common. I come out there, I would link up with Sauce and like, you know what I mean? But um I'm not gonna put that relationship over my own family when y'all didn't even put y'all friendship over y'all friendship. Like, this is my blood brother. It's a difference between what y'all got going on. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? My stance on it is gonna be a little bit different from what y'all got going on. And the Horseshoe Gang didn't say nothing about it, but it wasn't their brother that was being attacked. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I hope, man. I hope everything works out for the best because I know as fans, man, we love Slaughterhouse, you know, and we love seeing those brothers together and the camaraderie that they had.
It's all about the bounce back.
Yeah,
If they decide they want to come back together in full form and tear some shit down, who wouldn't be down to see that? That would be a powerful comeback. Even Joe Button rapping again, and you know what I mean? Like, they could do some crazy shit. But as of where it stands right now, from what I know and what I understand, it ain't been no reconciliation or nothing like that. But who knows what tomorrow brings? And I'm more interested in the reconciliation than the bullshit, internet talking and all that shit. You know what I mean?
most definitely. So, how did you get involved with the whole Lupe and Mickey faction?
Oh man. Really, I was a casualty of war, man. I'm Royce's brother. Um, Lupe did a video, a live, after he got off with Royce, where they got into it. And he was like freestyling. And I said, I was in the comments and I was laughing because it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't recording a diss record. He was just kind of freestyling and like just randomly saying bars. And he was sounding like Kevin Hart when he played Chocolate Dropper. And he just be saying shit. And I found it funny. So I said that in the comments, like, what you doing? And he got mad that I was in the comments and said that. But I wasn't angry at him. It wasn't like I was trying to start nothing. I was like being funny because him and Royce had a relationship. They had a podcast. So I thought that they was, even with everything that was said, it was just like, come on, man, chill out with all the emotional shit. So when he did his record, he said, your brother's a cheerleader, talking about me. So he called me a cheerleader
To Royce, he told Royce that?
on his diss record.
Oh, on his diss record. Right. Yeah.
So in my world, bro, it's different levels of hip hop. When it comes to Lupe Fiasco, I don't look at him as somebody who will battle rap you and smoke you. He's not even an aggressive rapper. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not popular. You feel what I'm saying? I know that. I'm not like the popular guy. So maybe he never heard me before, but I just feel like, nigga, somebody like you and your rap style shouldn't play with nobody like me or somebody like Royce. You know what I'm saying? Because when I dish you, I'm not going to fuck around. I'm going for the jugular vein. You feel what I'm saying? And I just be feeling like people be confusing popularity with skills. Yeah, Lupe's a skillful guy, but he ain't nobody that's battle tested out here in hip hop. Why should I look at him as somebody who I don't qualify to rap with or something like that? It's like, yo, what you done and what you got success for, I don't even fuck with that type shit. I respect you for doing it and what you brought to hip hop, but I'm not a fan of that shit, bro. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't make it seem like you could disrespect me because I'm not on your level. You get what I mean? I'm not on your level when it come to making those kind of fucking poppy records that, you know what I mean? I
Right.
don't do that. But you can't do what the fuck I'm doing Like I'm not gonna play with you in that light. You get what I'm saying? I'm not gonna challenge you to a who can make the best radio record, because that's what you do. You feel what I'm saying? So don't just throw my name. Don't throw me in there like you could just play with me any kind of way. That pissed me off.
Right.
So and as far as Mickey Facts, it was just more like it wasn't the raps. It was the shit outside where he was trying to make it seem like Royce was scared of Cassidy and he was dissing Cassidy, but he wouldn't admit to it. And I'm just like, yo, respectfully, when have you known niggas to do that? We not subliminal guys. We've always been outspoken. If I got an issue, I'm gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? If it's an issue with Cassidy, I'm gonna say Cassidy, it's an issue, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And what reason would he have to be scared of anybody when we talking about rap? It's Royce. You feel what I mean? And somebody like Mickey Facts in my world, this is at the time. Me and Mickey Facts is straight now. But at the time, I'm feeling like, who are you, bro? How did you even get involved in this? Like, what have you done to where you should be in a conversation with a Royce the 5'9" or a Lupe? You know what I mean? And how can you uplift the culture with what you bring to the table? I just don't see it. And when you misquoting Royce, you know what I'm saying? I talked to Royce and, you know, it just looked like you just steering the car in the wrong direction, making Royce look a certain way. And I wasn't fucking with that. And then after him and Royce talked about that. Then he did his diss record and double backed on it, saying that Royce, yeah, you did this, Cassidy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you scared. And I'm just like, I don't like that. I don't like that. Why did you apologize for it then, bro? You apologized for saying that Royce was dissing Cassidy and you didn't have the information, but when you did your diss record, fuck the conversation, fuck the apology. Yeah, you was dissing Cassidy and you scared to, man.
That whole situation was so weird because it was like a bunch of people that was cool with each other, just talking about hip hop and being competitive, and somehow it got blown up to this whole thing that I don't think anybody intended it for it to be like that. Especially, I don't think Royce intended it for that because he valued his relationship with Lupe. You could tell of how he treated him with respect and them doing their podcast and everything. And even after Lupe had got off the live with that whole, when he called Lupe a bitch or whatever, right? You could see the disappointment on his face. Like, damn, this like done went somewhere else that I never wanted it to be.
It's a reaction.
Yeah.
You keep poking at somebody and they just like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Bitch. It was like, I thought it, Royce said it. You know what I'm saying? When I was watching it, I'm like, what the fuck wrong with this nigga? You know what I mean? Like, he was just turned up on a different level, and Royce is sitting here telling him, no, that's not what it is, my nigga. They telling you this. No. It was like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, all right, well, what you want me to say? I'm trying to talk sense into you, not trying to hear me. You gonna believe what you want to believe. What you want me to say? And you keep talking to me in this aggressive way. And it's like, I don't look at you like that, bro. And I spoke to you about this before. And you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that I agree with that. I do feel like it was a reaction. I do feel like I don't fuck with that B word. Somebody called me a bitch. You gotta be willing to fight with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I feel like Royce would have been willing to fight. I just feel like it wasn't worth that. Mm-hmm. It didn't cause for that. But it's like when it's a reaction to somebody doing something, I mean, shit happens. And I know, like you said, Royce, he wasn't feeling that. He wasn't feeling it. He wasn't feeling what he did or nothing.
He didn't even want to respond to their diss songs to begin with. And he got a lot of flack for it. Like, I think from like the fans and then from other people like Math Hoffa, people kept telling him, rap, just rap. Stop talking about it. Rap.
Here's the thing, bro. Like Math Hoffa, and I have respect for Math Hoffa, man, but like in this situation, you can't just treat people like spectacles. You feel what I'm saying? You can't act like you don't understand the real side of shit and how shit could go left in real life. Like he's a battle rapper, so it's kind of like a lot of fake shit, a lot of fake tough shit. You know what I mean? But that's not what this is. You done swung on niggas on during the battle because you didn't like something. You feel what I'm saying? So when Royce say like, yo, shit could go left, oh, we don't want that from you. We just want this. Like it's just this battle rap thing. And it's not. That's why I said in my shit ain't no difference between rap and real life but a beat, nigga. You know what I mean? Like this ain't no fake shit. This is real life shit. You say my name in a negative way, you're talking about me. So if I see you, I'm not gonna fucking bust out into a battle rap. I'm gonna bust you upside your fucking head for saying my name in a negative light. So why would somebody like Mav Hoffa even like, how you qualify to be the peaceful guy that just want, like, you know what I mean? Shit you done don't add up to that. So his opinions of that, I feel like it's based off something, just entertainment shit. Like he ain't keeping it real. You feel what I'm saying? He just, oh, we just want to hear your raps. Like ain't nobody playing, no, this ain't no rapper shit. This is like they had a real relationship. They had a podcast. They was building a relationship. All that shit went down the drain and people, oh, fuck that. We want the WWE part. Just rap against each other and tear each other down. We here for that. Oh, we want to get in on it. We want to diss people and shit like that. It just created a weird ass energy. And I
It
ain't
was
appreciate
it
that.
was weird, bro, because it was like the podcast was about building together, building
Right.
up, and then next thing you know, it turned into something that was completely opposite. And if you watch Royce's relationship, I mean his career, he started going in a completely different trajectory. He did all the beef shit. He did
Right.
all of that, the guns and everything, right? He started trying to move in a different direction, and people were trying to get him to kind of go back into that old version of him, and he didn't want that.
And he never broke. He never cracked on that.
Yeah.
He wanted people to rap. When he talked up, when it started with the RJ Payne, Ransom, all that shit, they was talking about who can rap the best. King Los was getting involved. There was like a whole lot of spitters jumping in. Like, hold on, we talking about who the best? Like, hold up, that could have led to a lot of our favorite people being on songs with each other. You feel what I'm saying? That's the energy. It ended up turning into some negative shit where people falling out and diss records and all that shit. That wasn't the intent. And if you think about it, man, when I made my diss record, that shit was way later because I was giving niggas time to reconcile the differences. That's what
Right.
I thought was gonna happen. Then when I seen how Mickey Fax was running off doing like a tour, like an interview tour, trying to get Royce to diss him and all of that, and how Lupe was running it like he won the battle and shit like that, it was just like, bro, y'all niggas, man, y'all playing too much.
Because it was supposed to be about hip hop and, you know, like about being, I don't know, a cipher or on the song together, whoever could spit the best, right? And then
Yeah.
it became something completely different that we're not even talking about what we were talking about anymore.
Yeah, and that was them. The corny shit came from that side, and that was my whole problem. I wasn't mad at them as people. I was mad at them as like, yo, how could y'all be so like irresponsible to just misuse this energy? Mickey Fax was on some selfish shit. He just wanted to get into something that he felt like this is the energy right now. I want to be a part of it. You feel what I'm saying? Selfish. That's how I felt. And then Lupe Fiasco, emotional. You know what I mean? Mickey Fax didn't really have no reason to be involved in this. He asking Royce about a rap line that Royce didn't say no name about.
We're talking about
So
the Sunship line.
if he didn't say your name, what the fuck you asking about it for? And when you know Royce to say something like that about somebody where he directing something to somebody, but he just being subliminal. So why are you even asking about that? So he said, if that's what you want to get you to rap better, you can have it. That's supposed to be like, oh, he said I can have it. Oh, I gotta. Like, nah, don't be corny. Don't be corny. Do a rap song and try to rap good. It don't have to be a diss record. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you say something disrespectful about me, if we run into each other, you're not gonna be on that.
Yeah.
And then I'll be wrong or he'll be wrong for taking it to some other shit. You feel what I'm saying? And that's a part of what comes with it. It's been the history of hip hop since we've known hip hop. Don't act like since me or Royce feel a certain way or that we'll take it to a certain level that we just tripping. Oh man, you know Mickey Fax ain't on that. Well, why is he talking like that then? You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying? When we could be talking and building in a whole different way. But we talking about diss records. And you doing interviews acting like, yeah, he's scared and all that. It's like, man, my nigga.
That's another level of disrespect.
Yeah, it's like, man, like y'all, like I say, man, y'all playing too much because this shit could go super dark in any direction that we choose for it to go. So when I did my diss record, I had so many people hitting me up in my DM saying how dope it was, but they wouldn't publicly say that. They wanted
Oh, you
Royce
talking
to
about
respond.
celebrities?
Celebrities, legends, up and comers. You know what I'm saying? People who ain't never reached out to me before. It's like, yo, I ain't gonna lie. Them niggas got to deal with that shit you said. That shit was crazy, bro.
Yo, when you said you vegan chefs be tossing salads, that shit had me dying, man.
Yeah, yeah,
And this song you're talking about is the two snaps in a circle, right?
yeah.
Um, what was? Did you talk to Lupe or Mickey Fax about that? I know you said that you and Mickey Fax is cool now. So
Yeah, me and Mickey Fax spoke. We ain't really have to speak too much about all of that because it
uh-huh.
ain't about the records or what was said in the record. It's about how do we get in a better place? You know what I'm saying? Because um it ain't nothing to be gained from any of this shit at this point.
Right.
Mickey Fax went on and he's doing things. He got the Pendulum Inc. shit. He's trying to help younger people or whoever evolve in hip hop. They teaching classes, they got books, all that. I fuck with that. All that corny dish record shit, I don't fuck with that. So Mickey Fax wasn't on that no more. He moved on. He's done other things, and that's all I care about is the building part. So I support Mickey Fax 100% present day. I haven't spoke to Lupe, but me and Lupe ain't really. We don't really have to speak. I
Right.
never really had a relationship with Lupe to where we gotta, you know what I mean? Like we gotta make sure we good. As long as him and Royce good, me and Lupe will be good. You feel what I'm saying? I don't have that relationship with him, and I didn't have that relationship with Mickey Fax, but we spoke. You know what I mean? And we just got through it. It wasn't nothing. If me and Lupe speak, we ain't got to speak about much either. Like he
Has
need to
Royce
speak to Royce.
spoken to them?
Um, I think Royce and Mickey Fax has spoke whatever words they needed to speak to for it to just be like, and that was public. I think you can YouTube that Mickey
Okay.
Fax apologized and all that type of stuff, which made things kind of easier for Mickey Fax to just get through.
Right.
Lupe's relationship isn't there, and I'm not saying with Mickey Fax we are like buddies, but we never been buddies. We just took it back to what it was. We all just, social with each other. Um, Lupe, I haven't spoke to him. I haven't heard of Roy speaking to him, but I don't think it's a situation to where if we never speak again, that it's a terrible thing. And then
Mm-hmm.
I respect Lupe. I still respect him. I don't have no ill will towards that man. I said the things that I said based off of something. But at the end of the day, Lupe done things in hip hop that most people are never achieve. So I respect him for that and I appreciate him for that. But when it come down to my family and my own honor, I'ma fight you for that, bro. You know what I
That's a
mean?
fact.
And that's
What
what
was
that was.
what was Royce's reaction to the diss song?
I never got a response from Royce on the record so fast. It was like he responded back after I sent the record. He responded back so fast, like holy shit, like this what we doing? You know what I mean? And that's when I knew. That's when I knew, like, oh yeah, I'm talking crazy on this. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? I could tell that he wasn't trying to push me to do it, but he was like, holy shit, like he's talking crazy on here.
But he
And
respected it for sure.
definitely. But it was other people who were saying they was gonna get involved. If Lupe say something or Mickey Fax say, Mickey Fax bet not say nothing. There was people talking like that. That was immediately around them, and it happened. And they didn't say shit.
Mm.
You feel what I'm saying? So I felt like I'm not trying to jump into nothing, but it's two people going at my brother. One of them brought me into it. He didn't say my name, but he brought me into it. And then at a certain point, it's like, all right, y'all playing too fucking much. I waited for longer than what I had to. You know what I mean? I waited and tried to give it a moment to see if people was gonna kind of reconcile the differences, and it didn't happen. So I said, all right, on guard. I don't have to respect y'all niggas, man. When it come to my family, anybody can get it. You know what I mean? And I don't have no reason to hold back. When we talking about rapping, like Lupe dissed me in a rap, I responded in a rap. Lupe didn't
Right.
swing on me, and I swung on him when I seen him. I'm not interested in fighting Lupe when I see him. 9 times out of 10, he not interested in fighting me when he see me because we don't have that to prove. Who's the tougher guy and all that shit? It's just some hip hop shit. Lupe chose to go this way. He not over there talking about nothing crazy or nothing. I respect him, man. He just over there now. If I seen Lupe, um, I wouldn't think violence. I wouldn't think we best friends to hug each other or nothing, but I wouldn't think violence. And if that's what it was, then it would have to get dealt with. If it was he showed me love, then that's what it would be. It would be all love. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely not that deep. Nothing happened. Nobody got hurt. You know what I mean? Some ways got parted, but that was it. So no big deal.
So take us through the whole beef with Talib Kweli, your biggest fan.
That's not a beef. That was never a beef. That was all internet shit. He jump into a character when he get on the internet, and so I jumped into a character. You know what I mean?
But wait, let me say this, okay? Because I've never seen somebody of his stature, okay? Because Talib Kweli is a pretty big name, right? He's done a lot for hip hop and he's respected. But I've never seen somebody at his status of acknowledge so many trolls. Like he's constantly going at it with people in the comments, and I don't get that. Like it's like sometimes I see it, I'm just like, man, like I know you got your podcast, you got a lot of things you could be working on. Like why do you entertain so many of this?
I mean, it's just the strategy of engagement. You know what I mean? The more people that you engage with, the more people that know they could come to your page and get your direct attention. It creates an algorithm. You know what I mean? And I understand that part, the hustling part of it, to try to get the algorithm in your direction. That's cool. But when you picking at certain people, you know what I mean, over something that it's not true. You assuming something and you just trying to pick at me about it. And then I reach back to you and I say, yo, it ain't that. If you want to have a conversation privately, we can do that. But like you, it's like do that. But like you, it's like you calling me out. It's like you calling me out publicly, without no kind of information. Like you don't have no respect for me. You know what I mean? I'm trying to respect you back, but it's just like, nah, fuck that. I don't care about your respect. You're going to have to do this and this to get my respect. And for me, again, I'm not a Kweli fan. He just another nigga to me. You feel what I'm saying? I like just to get by. I mean, nah, I ain't like it. Like I wasn't bumping it, but I remember it. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool. But you're not somebody to me that motivate me to push my pen, or like I don't look at you in this high light. You might be popular or whatever. I don't have nothing to do with that world of people that think you popular. Cause I don't know nobody that would name Talib Kweli if I brought up rap. I don't know one person. You feel what I'm saying? So he just don't exist in my world. So now you just another nigga disrespecting. That's how I look at it.
And so the situation started because somebody was in his comments and then he brought you up, right? Like Kweli brought you up.
Yeah. He brought me up because somebody was arguing with, they voiced a difference of opinion about some stupid shit that don't have nothing to do with me. You feel what I'm saying? All those ideologies about is the world flat and climate control and chemtrail. I don't give a fuck about nothing talking about that. You feel what I'm saying? So don't bring that shit to me. Kweli, I don't know you, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I would never have nothing negative to say about you before this situation, but I ain't really had nothing. You just didn't really exist. You feel what I'm saying? Um, but when you bring me into something and you accusing me of something based off of somebody following me or me following somebody, assuming that I'm riding with somebody and they are racist and all that, like I don't fuck with none of that, bro. Because if it's a real fight about racism, I'm with it. I'll be right there front line. You know what I mean? But don't just I don't like the like you trying to use your popularity to bully me type shit. You know what I mean? And for me, I just look at it like, all right, our exchange when I was trying to speak sensible to that man, I realized real fast that he was in character. And I'm not dealing with Talib Kweli the person. I'm dealing with the the rapper. And the image, and it might not even be him all the time that's on Instagram responding to this, but whatever the case, it's a representative of him.
So you sent a comment response or you sent him a DM?
No, I responded to the comment that, first of all, it was days of him atting me. You know what I mean? I wasn't even on the internet for a few days. When I got on, I seen 50 plus message. I'm like, oh shit, what is this? And I look and I saw Talib Kweli. I'm like, oh shit. I remember, dog. Like, okay, what is he doing? Is he saying he heard this or heard that? Like, what is it? And I look, and it's just bullshit.
So he was picking a fight for sure. He was trying to really get at you for no reason.
I felt like that because what other reason would you do that? Like, I didn't have nothing to do with what he was talking about. I had nothing to do with it. It's just literally because somebody followed me and I followed them back that now that's my boy and I'm vouching for him and stuff like that, which I didn't have a problem with the guy at that time. I have a problem with him. He was one of my followers. He's somebody that was at the studio and stuff like that, but he wasn't my direct friend, and present day, we don't even speak. You feel what I'm saying? So he's doing all of this over somebody who I'm not locked in with. So it's just irritating me that he would try to like put my name out there. Then he start talking about the alien gang and this is my brand. This is what I work for. So when you put my name out there and you constantly doing it, and I'm trying to tell you, look, we could speak behind the scenes, my nigga, like, and we could get to the bottom of this. No, you got to denounce him, and you got to do this, and you got to do that. And it's like, well, who are you to tell me that I got to do something? Because if this was some real shit, bro, like me and you would have been tussling. You know what I mean? A long time ago. You wouldn't have got half of that shit out that you said. We would have been some pit bull fighting ass niggas in this bitch. I guarantee you that. So I'm starting to just feel like, okay, he just playing now. Cause he ain't even cut like that. Everybody, I know people who know him in real life and they saying, man, that nigga's a clown. Like, what? Don't get riled up. He gon' talk whatever shit on the internet, but it's not gonna correlate to real life. He not on that. He's in his character. You feel what I mean? And then once I got that information, I was like, all right, well let's get out of character on the internet then. I was smoking his boots. He not funnier than me. He can't out rap me. So what can he do? I was putting up posts that was funnier than his posts. You know what I mean? He thought that he ran into a situation where he could just run over a motherfucker. And he realized that that's not what it was. Anybody else, he got into it with certain people and engaged in a back and forth rap battle. And the niggas he did a back and forth rap battle with wasn't on his level as far as popularity or nothing. He stayed clear out the way when I start rapping, and that shit was light. I wanted to bait him in. You feel what I'm saying? Or just something that'll piss him off and get him to rap. And then I was gonna fucking chop his ass straight down. But
Because
he
you
knew
ended up
better.
dissing him on Brenda's Baby, right?
Yeah. Yep.
What made you decide to go all in and do the diss track?
Because it was, what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't know you from the streets. I don't know you from the comedy world. I know you as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I'm a rapper. You called me whack. I think you whack. How we gonna prove it? Through bars, right? We get to a place where it's like I'm going back and forth on the internet with a fucking cornball, a straight up cornball. I don't look at him as no solid individual. I look at him as a corny man, a soft nigga who I could just push over. I could just grab him and have my way with him. You feel what I'm saying? I honestly feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
So now I find myself going back and forth on the internet, making it look like it could be something that it's not. Me and him can't beef. How? How we gonna beef? You know what I'm saying? He can't beef with me. I terrorize him in real life. So now it's some fake shit. So if it's some fake shit, it's just some rap shit, let's rap. Because what we gonna do, we gonna keep going back and forth on the internet. That's corny now. Nothing's being promoted. There's no building. There's no breaking down. Nobody's not fucking with me because he talking shit about me. Nobody's not fucking with him because I said something about him. So now we just in this weird place on the computer where every day I wake up at 7 a.m. to get my kids to school. He already at me in his post. You know what I'm saying?
He's ruthless
So it's
with it.
like,
It's
what are we
crazy.
doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? It was fun at first because we just talking shit. I'm laughing, but then after a while, it's like, and then he fucking reporting my posts. His brother, named Jamal Green, he worked for Meta.
Yeah, didn't he get
So if you
your IG taken down?
he got my Instagram fucked over.
That's crazy.
And so they took mine and they took his. But they ended up giving him his back, but they kept mine's out. When he started it, he did all the bullshit. I was just defending myself. You feel what I'm saying? But like I say, Jamal Green, he worked for Meta. He do the security type shit for people typing comments and shit like that. So of course he gonna get his brother shit back. You know what I mean? But I don't really give a fuck about none of that. It's just you're not gonna bully me in no way, shape, or form because you're not. You know what I mean? I don't look at you like that. But that's why I made the rap. When we was just going back and forth talking shit, it was cool. Soon as I did the diss record, now my shit getting banned because you don't want to rap. And if you thought it was whack, then you wouldn't have cared. You wouldn't even have paid it no attention. You feel what I'm saying? Soon as I dropped the diss record, I start seeing all these extra mentions in my Instagram of like, yo, you violated this. And I'm like, huh?
Wow.
It's new shit. Like new shit I never seen before. And then look, I was like, I found out that who his brother was and I posted it. When I posted Jamal Green, that's Talib Kweli brother, and he banning certain shit from me, my shit got clipped like 2-3 days later.
That's crazy, man.
You know what I mean? So
did he comment on the diss track at all? What'd he say?
yeah, he reposted it. He reposted it on his page, and he kept trying to run with the narrative that whoever dissed him was dissing him to protect the white guy who, you know what I'm saying, did whatever bullshit he did that don't got nothing to
The whole
do.
Nazi thing, right?
Huh?
The whole Nazi thing that he runs with?
Yeah, but it's like that's bullshit, man. He be false flagging that Nazi shit, and that's dangerous. That's dangerous because it's real Nazis that mean you real harm out here. There's certain people that's even a little racist piece of shit that they ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I mean? Why you wasting your time talking about them? Talk about the people who we really need to be worried about and who we really need to attack. You talking about little internet trolls and people who just got a difference of opinion from you. And you get to say a bunch of racial shit to them. And then if they say something in response, then he flipped the narrative like, oh, see, I told you, they're racist.
Gaslighting.
That's his business. That's his corny ass business. But as it pertains to me, leave me alone, man. And he got my page clipped. He stopped talking about me. And all that. So it's just like, all right, he a cornball. He ain't talking about nothing. He ain't treated nobody else like that. He engaged with everybody else who tried to go at him, but he left me the fuck alone because he's smarter than what he act like. And that's just it. It ain't no beef. He can't beef with me. I'm not angry with him. I'm not angry at his brother. They two corny niggas. I expect corny people to do corny shit. It is what it is. I got another internet page. The same amount of people that's on my lives was on the one with a bunch of followers. I'm still tapped into my people, so he didn't really do shit. I'm not an internet guy.
Didn't he end up calling Royce?
You say what?
Didn't he end up calling Royce?
He called Royce to try to tell on the dude because dude worked like intern doing engineer work up here. You feel what I'm saying? Okay. So he called himself telling on him. And yeah, he called himself telling Royce on me. I wasn't privy to those conversations. But all I know is you can't disrespect me, right? Not apologize to me. But I just get past it because somebody said, yo, chill. Nobody has that power, regardless to popular fucking belief. I'm a grown man. I beat my own ass. I don't need to call nobody for no help and no fights or none of that shit. So if he disrespect me, if you ain't hear him respect me and apologize, then it don't matter who he talked to. You know what I'm saying? He didn't apologize, so it is what it is. But I just know what I'm dealing with. It don't cause for Royce to say, yo, chill or not chill. He harmless. He just an internet character. He ain't nobody who we feel like he was threatening to pull up to the studio for the white boys. When it came to me, it didn't come to none of that. And I invited him. Not to fight. We can talk. And if it come down to where we need to throw him, we got a boxing ring right here. We got outside right there. We got this C room right here. We could just close the door. You feel what I'm saying? So it's options. He didn't want to be a part of none of that. So it's just like it ain't no real shit. You don't want to respond to the raps. It ain't no rap shit. So what is it? And that's why I stopped talking about it, because I'm bored now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna keep engaging with corny ass niggas doing corny shit that I really, honestly, like I say in real life, that would just be bullying. That would just be bullying. That shit would go however I wanted it to go.
Tell us about the time you almost fought Blade, aka Nino Brown, aka Simon Phoenix, aka Monroe Hutchin.
Man, that was like, you know, the really when we was really in our drinking days, but really it didn't have nothing to do with the drinking. It had something to do with the response of Wesley Snipes. I fuck with Wesley Snipes. Royce fuck with Wesley Snipes, but when we seen him, it was just like a long day of drinking, bro. We had been drinking earlier than what we normally do because we got to the studio early, right? This nigga, so we in KG studio from Naughty by Nature. You feel what I'm saying? And we had been seeing him within the last 3 days. We came up there like twice and was up there chopping it up. Charles Hamilton, I remember Mecca was up there. We was all up there freestyling and rapping with each other and all that shit. And then this specific day, I'm up there. It's just me, Royce, KG. We just, you know, it's just a normal day playing beats and rapping and shit. And all of a sudden, somebody walked through the door and it's Leon from the Five Heartbeats, right?
From the
Right?
Temptations too. He played Ruffin.
From Above the Rim, Tommy
Right.
Shepard. You know what I mean? But the Five Heartbeats was one of my favorite movies, so I you know what I mean? I'm like, damn, that's JT Matthews, or you know what I'm saying? So me, I never was the guy that'll be like, yo, what's up, man? You know what I mean? I figure that they don't want that. Like they so used to people doing that I just give them their space. And I give them, once we kind of get in close quarters, I'd be, yo, salute my nigga. You know what I mean? But so with him, I had some weed, and he was looking for weed. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I don't have nothing to sell, but we could roll something up. So he rolled a joint, I rolled a blunt. And we had to go like on the stairwell at the studio. We just blazing, chopping it up. I'm asking him questions about all kind of shit, hooping and acting and all that. So he ended up saying that it was his birthday. And he having a birthday party later. You know what I'm saying? And me and Royce need to pull up to the birthday. So we get done smoke. I tell Royce, like, yo, we got to hit this party. You know what I'm saying? This nigga Leon birthday party. So we just drinking. The birthday party is hours later. And we just drinking the whole time at the lab. So now it's time to go downstairs. The birthday party was downstairs at the studio. We down there, we chilling. It's a bunch of motherfuckers. And then out of nowhere, Wesley Snipes come creeping in. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like, yeah, like I'm here, what up? You know what I'm saying? That we like, oh shit, my nigga Wesley Snipes, like, what up?
Wait, is he wearing like a suit or he just dressed normal?
He was dressed normal. He was dressed normal. It was just kind of, you know what I mean? He kind of had this normal hood nigga vibe. You know what I mean? That's what made it the more personable type vibe. Like, and Royce was just like, yo, man, I loved you in fucking New Jack City, man. That shit is one of my favorite movies ever. No harm with that. That's his favorite movie. He just told the man his favorite movie. So Wesley Snipes' response was, oh, man, I done made 100 movies since then.
Did he say it cocky or did he just say it like, you know, whatever?
I felt it cocky because it's like, yo, I didn't have to fucking, I didn't have to give you no props.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I complimented you on something. I ain't have to compliment none of your movies. I don't have to be a fan of your work just because you're here, bro. I'm letting you know that I fuck with you. I fuck with something you done. One of your movies is one of my favorite movies. That should be a big deal.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And he basically saying, like, that's your favorite movie? What about all the other movies that I did? It's like, well, nigga, we ain't like none of the other movies you did, but we like this one. You feel what I'm saying? So that's so Royce never was a like, if he think it, he gonna say it. You feel what I'm saying? And when Wesley Snipes was like, I did 100 movies since then, he was like, yeah, but I ain't like none of those. I like New Jack City. And when he said that shit, the look on dog face was, he looked like Blade now.
He looked like Blade.
This ain't Nino, my nigga. This is Blade.
Wait, but you didn't like any of his other movies? You personally, you didn't like?
Me personally,
Come on, White Man Can't Jump. He did a hell of a job in Blade too. He did a hell of a job in Blade.
I didn't really get into Blade. I love New Jack City.
What you call it? Money Train?
Nah, it's just White Man Can't Jump in New Jack City. Okay. It's my two movies that I think of Wesley Snipes and you know what I mean? But like I say though, I mean, if somebody say, yo, Vish, I love The Purge or Timing Is Everything. Like, I've done shit since then, but it's like, you love something that I did. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be like, oh man, I done did this and this and this since then. It's like, nigga. So yeah, Roy said that, and he turned in the Blade on us. So I automatically, of course, I'm thinking, like, who knows what's about to happen now? But you know, I got a drink in this hand, but this hand he can't see. My fist balled like a motherfucker. I got my shit cut. Like, you do the wrong shit. And I'm not saying that this nigga don't know shit, karate and all that,
but I'm gonna fire off on this nigga, bro, because
You just getting ready.
I'm scared. Like I'm scared that like he might know something. So I'm trying to get him out of there. And then it was just like it all happened so fast. But it was like, imagine Roy saying what he said, and then boom, he turned in the blade, and Roy still got his cup. Roy still got his cup. He looking like, what? Fuck your problem. You know what I'm saying? Wesley Snipes was in. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like, all right, nigga, you got one more step to take, and it's gonna go a different way. But it was like he didn't fuck with it. He got in his blade shit, but nothing happened, and he just turned into a different character. He an actor, so I don't be knowing when they got a gig coming up, when they practicing for a movie role or nothing. All I'm saying is that Wesley Snipes went from a hood nigga, and you cannot make this up, bro. He turned into a Chinese man, bro. He turned into a Chinese man, like literally. He had an Asian accent out of nowhere, and he started talking about water and salt and how.
Wait, how'd he sound? Do it how he sound.
Bro, he was like, the water and the salt, and when the water and the salt and the water. It was like, where did he get this accent from?
Wait. This happened right after he gave you guys the look like he was turning into Blade, or this like he went away and grabbed a drink or something like that, then he came back and he was like that?
He didn't never turn into Blade. He turned into a Chinese man. I thought he turned into Blade, but he turned into I don't know.
But I'm saying that happened right when he gave you guys that look that he was like, what the fuck?
He did the look, right? Uh-huh. And it was just like, and then out of nowhere, the next phase in this, it wasn't like, whatever, nigga. You know what I'm saying? The next phase was him saying, I want to show you guys something. I want to show you the water and the salt, and how the water and the salt and the water is affected by sound. And he was just talking some like, so my fist balled up, you know what I mean? And he started doing that. I'm like, what? But I don't feel offended. I don't feel like he a threat. I'm ready to get another drink. And I'm ready to hear what the fuck this Chinese nigga talking about now. What are you talking about, Wesley Snipes? He took us into a room, right, with a computer. He cut on a video of salt being in water and what the salt does in the water when sound happens or some shit, right? I didn't know what he was doing. I thought it was going to be some kind of like wild, crazy shit, but it was just like boring. So Royce,
who's in the room? Who's in the room with you guys?
Man, it's me, Royce, Leon, fucking KG, fucking who the fuck else was there, bro? It's
girls.
Like it's women and shit in there. Like everybody's like, where are we going with this? We think he about to fucking break the Da Vinci Code. Like he about to tell us some crazy shit. And after a while, I'm like, what is this nigga? I looked at Royce like, what is this nigga? And Royce was like, man, I'm out, man. I don't know what this nigga talking about. And everybody started laughing in the room as we leaving. You know what I'm saying? So again, Wesley Snipes don't appreciate that shit. I look back and he looking at us like, you bitch ass niggas. You know? So, you know what I mean? In my mind, I got to watch dog for the rest of the night because, you know what I mean? Like he on some weird shit. That Chinese man shit fucked me up. That shit fucked me up. Like, I'll never forget that because it's just like it just happened. He didn't say, I'm working on this role. Let me work on my shit with y'all or something. He just did it. He went from a hood nigga. He went from Nino to Jackie Chan, and I
No, no.
wasn't ready.
He went from Nino to
Jackie
Chino in a
Chan, and
matter of
I wasn't
seconds.
ready.
Yo, that's crazy, man.
The water and the salt. I was just like, what, man? Like, all right, enough.
So
And
you ended up seeing him for the rest of the night, or he just pieced out, or what happened?
we seen him. I seen him again. And it was at when he was about to leave, right? And I'm watching him. He gave me one of these. All right, brother. Right? So when I shake his hand, he got my hand right here by his chest. Like, all right. And I'm like, yeah, all right, nigga. You know
so he turned
like,
back
whatever.
into Blade or back into Nino?
He turned back and he was like Nino Blade at that point.
Nino Blade.
He was like Nino Blade because he was still on some hood shit, but he was like kind of in a stance, but he had my hand all close to him, like he's, you know what I mean? He did the same shit to Royce, and I'm just watching him like, yeah, all right, nigga. I ain't saying that I'm gonna win. I'm just saying it's gonna happen.
You're gonna go out swinging at least.
We're going to fight. If you swing on my brother, nigga, I'm swinging on you. It ain't no questions asked.
Have you guys seen him since then?
Never.
Did you and Royce ever talk about that again?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, I know we talked about it like through the years, but nothing, nothing serious.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Nothing serious. We ain't really talk about it. It would just be something that we bring up in laughter after the fact.
Well, Vicious, man, I think you gave me a lot of time already. I know we had some tech issues and everything, but man, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I just want to thank you for your time today. I appreciate it. Anything you want to let the fans know before we wrap it up? You got any special projects coming out?
Yeah, man. I've been building up a whole shit ton, man. I'm online. I go live. I have rappers coming on spitting and doing ciphers and tournaments. I'm teamed up with another ill individual from Detroit named Young Devious. He got a platform on Instagram called DET The Basement, where he does the same things. We kind of teamed up, and we be doing rap tournaments and song for song tournaments and all kind of stuff, all rap related shit. But I built up enough rappers, and we, you know what I mean, the network got so big to where it's like a whole community of rappers. Not a rap group, it's a community.
Wow.
Of rappers. And we gonna do a mixtape with these rappers in the community, and we gonna put shit out like that. And I got a solo album that I'm working on, that I'm finishing up, that I want all of this to lead into that. It's been a while since I did a full-on album, so I decided to put a short film with it. So it's gonna be an album connected to a short film where you can listen to the album from start to finish and catch the movie, you know what I'm saying, in the process. So,
yo, you got to come back on the channel when you put that out so we could react to it. We get the background story, help push it, everything, man. That would be fire.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I appreciate that too. I'm gonna take you up on that, man. Any promo I could get.
Yeah.
I'm definitely like, this is it. This is my time. I'm doing something that nobody's doing. I'm going for the Quentin Tarantino of this rap shit. Like, that's gonna be my whole thing. I'm gonna create albums with movies connected to them, and that's my thing.
See, that's how I know you artistic. You doing it the different way.
Yeah. Gotta hustle different, man.
Mm-hmm.
But the Alien Gang, I want y'all to pay attention, because I'm bringing rappers to the table that y'all may not have heard of, that's some of the illest motherfuckers in the world. You know what I mean? And I'm 100% confident in that. And as a matter of fact, I got this beat up right now. So when we get off of this, I'm gonna knock this down, but it's gonna be the first Alien Gang cipher. So stay tuned for that. Where I'm introducing only some of the ill niggas that I got that's gonna come to the table and bring you some dope bars. And we all around the world with it too. So
That's crazy, man.
that's the move.
Vicious, appreciate you, bro. Just want to salute you, man. I know you ain't really have to do this, but man, I really appreciate this interview because just being able to get a better idea for those, you know, that aren't familiar with Detroit of what it's like to grow up there, and you know, you guys are just such a talented place. It's like so many musical talents have come from Detroit, you know, and I feel like Detroit doesn't get the props that it deserves.
Yeah, I agree. And we working on that, but it's just gonna take a little bit more structure, a little bit more order. Still some childish people out here trying to ruffle the uniform that we have here in Detroit. But yeah, I mean, eventually, I feel like once we get that, we gonna start finally getting the proper credits because we're gonna be able to identify with the people who move the goalposts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, salute to everybody though in Detroit, man. Anybody that's doing their thing. Salute to anybody that's doing their shit in the hip hop and making a difference. Salute to you, man, for creating a platform for people like myself to have a voice and you know, answer certain questions or even to be curious about certain things that's going on. And I get to give my side of the story of things. You know what I mean? So I salute you for that, bro.
Appreciate you, man.